And there we go. Okay, good morning, good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind game. This is the second half, of the part two of my game I was running called Weed Whackers. If you haven't watched the first part, I would suggest doing so. You don't have to. This is probably just going to be lots of whack a bump, very much combat portion of that. However, the first part was just fun. It was just a fun time in general, and the players were great. And now they're here with me today to face off against their enemy, a very strange group. But hey, from top to bottom, would my wonderful players introduce themselves and the character?
Now this is surprising because I usually go last, but here I go. First off, it's me. It's Heartless. I am playing the very, very small Vaashi from Minith Village. Not that anyone knows that. And they are the only he in this group.
The only he of the they gang.
Yes.
And we hold he very soft and treasure he very much.
He good.
A token he. Yes, the token he.
The token he.
Token he. Just need the token who and we are complete.
Every LGBT friend group has the token he.
Gosh.
Vaashi and the They Gang would be a great band.
Write that down.
Got it, okay.
Slips that in my pocket for later. Anyway, second person, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Authenticity. Today I'll be playing Captain Coriolis of the Vengeful Dead. It was funny when they picked the name out. They are undead half giant who's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are certainly here.
They are here and we love them very, very much.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Oh,
first
them
day
songs.
of the evening.
That's the first day of the gang. The second gay. Gay? They gay? The gay hey. Hey.
I mean,
second day. Would
they
you like to
gay.
Yo, this is bars.
Yes, Phoenix is gay.
Get your PC tested. So, hi, I'm Atomic, and as you heard, I'm playing Phoenix, who's the second day of the evening. They're big
Oh.
orange firebird, who we have discovered is very, very, very dumb. And I'm very excited to play them again.
Yes.
They had the worst time.
Look, Phoenix did what they thought was right at the time. They rolled a nat 1, thankfully, but they did what they thought was the good idea, which was to whack a bump, and I respect them a lot for that. And also they are just having a time. This is Phoenix's no good, very bad day, and I hold them softly.
A Zembo, if you will.
Yes, a Vembo. Second Vembo. Would my wonderful third player like to introduce themselves and their character?
Hi, my name is Magic. I am playing a chaotic middle schooler by the name of Avery, the third member of this They gang. And also probably technically the fourth, but yeah, anyway.
That's excellent. That's excellent, and I hold them very softly, even when they're being a little shitbag.
Yes.
But anyhow, that's all the players, that's all the characters. Oh no, wait, hang on. I'm also playing an NPC. You probably have heard of them. Lauv is blind. He's here. There is a wonderful spectator, the wonderful Wick of the Gallery, playing themselves and being a wonderful, beautiful being. And we love them very much.
Absolutely. Wick, we love you.
100%.
No.
Do a heart emoji.
Oh no, you can't escape this.
Part of
Anyhow,
this game now.
you're in this now. Anyhow,
You have to put them in the credits.
I'll make sure to.
I'll be sure. I think it's time we introduce what the hell is going on. So, last we left off, you guys basically were given instructions to deal with the plants in a non-lethal manner if you could, and make sure you like restrained or like suspended these creatures slash plants to make sure they couldn't cause much of a ruckus. And you did do that for the most part. And by the time you got to like the top floor you need to do, that was sorted out. Lauv is blind, who is potentially the perpetrator of this stuff. Don't worry about that, it's fine. They're sorted all that now. Everything is fine. Everything has been sorted. And then, and then something strange happened. A bunch of people called the Susans, all in the same strange business attire, came out of the doorways of Lau's floor. And now it's initiative time. Which we have all rolled before. However, if you guys want to re-roll initiative, I will allow that.
I think I'll keep my 10.
Yeah,
Fair
I feel
enough.
good.
Yeah, I'm okay
Alright.
with that.
Yeah, I'm good with
Fair
this
enough.
initiative.
Okay. So what was that, Magic?
I'm good with this initiative. Do a thumbs up.
Alright. Okay then. Initiative time, let's go. So the Susans are basically at the end of the hallway, just before you get down to the hallway proper. And okay, Coriolis, it's your move. A bunch of women are very much smiling at all of you and asking you guys, would you be interested in car insurance? Would you be interested in some home insurance? Oh dear, you look like you need a little bit of peppering up. We have a special home health plan for you. Yeah. What you got? What you gonna do?
What the shit? Um, it's apparent that they're here to do damage, right?
I mean,
So,
kind of ominous looking, but I mean, you don't
last
know.
last time I said, "Oh no, it's an infestation." That was literally Vaashi saying that aloud, just to remind everyone.
All right. I don't see the Susans in the stream. But they're in basically the different
You
hallways
don't
and things.
you
They
don't
are
see
10
them?
foot in
They're
front of you.
they're right here.
Sorry.
They're the pink, the blue S.
Oh, I thought we were surrounded.
No.
Okay.
They are just in the hallway.
Cool. So they're basically right up against Lao. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll cross over and flurry of blows for.
Flurry of blows immediately. Okay then.
Hon, you have to do a regular attack first for a flurry of blows.
Oh wait. Okay.
What?
Let me see here. Okay. So with their first attack, excuse me, I don't have all this written down. They're. I think they're going to just do an unarmed strike.
Alright. Roll to hit.
I don't know why, but the mental image of just Coriolis punching some lady in the
Honestly, it's probably going to be more like a leg sweep. Like just.
So if it's anything, should I roll something to get dislodged? I do have spider climb on, which is how I'm on Coriolis's back, but I'm just this is a question for the DM.
Okay, so that depends. Is Vaashi gonna try and jump off? Where is Vaashi gonna go? To the floor? Are they gonna jump to another person?
You know, I'm gonna stay put. I'm not trying to jump off. I just wanted to know if
Okay.
anything
for
would
now,
dislodge
actually,
me.
roll me an acrobatics to see if you can stay on Coriolis, because they are going to be moving as an attack. So, Let's see how this goes.
Could I say that Coriolis is being careful and maybe they have advantage? Because they are aware that they have a person on them.
I will have to give you disadvantage on attack because you're trying to be gentle.
Ah.
So you get a normal roll or Vaashi rolls at disadvantage.
Oh
Juice.
boy.
Oh!
I can't roll at disadvantage. I get a natural one. Whee!
I don't think there's anything Coriolis can do to help with that.
There isn't. I cast Featherfall.
You cast Featherfall? Okay.
Yup. On myself. I'm fine. Continue.
No, that's good. Okay, so how this goes is actually, author, if you'd like to roll to hit for me, and then I can kind of describe how this whole thing goes down. 14.
14.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
We're not
roll
even
your damage,
10 minutes in and someone's already flying away.
Whee!
Off they go. Farewell.
So long, farewell.
Until we meet again. Right, okay, 7 damage. Cool. So,
And
Let me
now
just-
you could technically use a bonus action to do Fury of Blows, spending a key point.
That's their second attack. They get 2 attack actions.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
so
So
they're
yeah,
doing 2 attacks? Oh, so
yeah,
that's both
and
to
then-
hit.
say again?
No, wait. Sorry, so that 14 was to hit, and then the 7 was the damage, right?
Right.
Right, cool.
And then the flurry of blows turns 1 unarmed strike into 2.
Okay, go ahead. Roll another hit then. Or roll another damage, I believe, because...
No, it's a roll another attack, because you still gotta...
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Heart.
Yes! Of course, I am here to help. Hell yeah.
Hits. Roll your damage.
Alright.
Oh, man.
Okay, d6 plus 4.
Right, let me just see.
And then I believe, let's see, I'm trying to find it. Drunken Technique lets me use the disengage action.
Okay. So you're going to do that, and then is that bonus action you're going to do then?
No, I
Or-
think because of Drunken Technique, they get to just do that. I think.
Okay.
I can.
Alright, okay.
I know the Flurry of Blows is a bonus action to use.
Yeah.
I believe
If
it's a
Drunken
key
Tech-
point.
Key point. Okay. I will...
Author, you're level 5, correct?
Level 6.
Level 6. Basically you have 2 attacks as a part of 1 action, and then Fury of Blows is spending a key point to use your bonus action to attack 2 more times.
Oh, okay. So I'm attacking 4 times.
Yes!
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. It's
Alright. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh. Okay, so
Sorry.
yeah. Author, you were right. When you use Flurry of Blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action, and your walking speed increases by 10 feet.
Oh,
Okay.
man. So that's just free, man.
Yeah, that's just free.
Coriolis. No. Alright. Coriolis is suddenly blinked, and they blink back in. Okay.
So
Yes.
another 14 to hit.
and then
Roll.
d6 plus 4 for damage. I assume that the 14 still hits.
Yes, the 14 still hits.
Okay.
It hit before, so we'll do it again. That's a 5. Okay.
And then let's see. How many attacks was that? 1, 2, 3. 1 more.
Mhm.
One more. Let's see how this goes. See how this goes. Doesn't hit.
All
In
right.
fact, for that one, I know how that's going to go. So,
Ooh.
Coriolis, you immediately just stride forward. And basically, this swarm of Susans are all looking at you and smiling. You just, one by one, knock them down until there's like only a few left standing. Except, a second. Could you roll me a wit save, please?
Oh
Sure.
no!
Oh, what?
It's infectious.
Oh, that's a 9.
Oh, brilliant. Cool. Okay. Hey, guess what? You have knocked them all down and you're feeling happy and like just you've managed to just knock these guys out. This is easy. And then you look at the rest of the Susans and you see they're still smiling, unmoved. And they look down at their companions who are slowly getting back up. And in sync, they all turn their heads towards you and they smile and their eyes widen and they nod their head and say, my, that was a very, very good blow. Well done. And they just clap their hands in sync. Hey, Coriolis, you're now frightened.
Oh no, I know why though. Oh, people being happy in circumstances where they shouldn't be happy. Oh no.
Ah.
Congratulations, you're frightened now.
Can they still disengage?
Considering you're frightened, I will allow it, yes.
Yeah, they back up.
How much? Because you only used 5 feet to get up there.
Yeah.
Probably 10 feet.
Okay,
If they're
5.
really frightened, then yeah.
Also, I will say, your speed is halved, you can't take reactions, and any hits I do against you are going to be critical hits.
Cool.
Gosh.
Ah, cool, lovely.
Well, that's terrifying.
And basically, these Susans have spooked the pecking heck out of Coriolis, and don't think I forgot about you, Vaashi. Don't think I forgot about you.
Haha.
Because on that last blow, basically, the last blow was the one where Coriolis got spooked. And they just flailed their arm out wildly. And I'm very sorry, Vaashi. You go flying arse over tea kettle. And you have landed on top of the Susan. On one of the Susans.
Okay, so I'm on top of the Susan. Got it.
You're on
Bop.
top of a Susan.
Huh. So the combat's going great.
Combat's going
God.
wonderfully. And yeah, that's they just look down on their shoulder very slowly and they give you a big wide smile, Vaashi. They say, "Oh, hello there. It seems that you are diminutive in form. Would you like to perhaps be interested in life insurance?"
It's Avery's go, ain't it?
Avery's turn.
Ah.
Avery, Coriolis knocked a bunch of these Susans out and then backed up real quick.
Do they look? Does like the group look damaged at all, or?
They do look like they've taken a wallop, but for the most part, they're all still just standing there and smiling.
Oh boy. Hold on. I need to look at something.
You're fine.
Ah, yes, I know spells. Mm.
I pat you. Hey,
I know-
I don't know monk stuff, so you are fine. It's all about the learning.
I have no idea the spell slots I used last session. I remember one, and that was the Heal Soul, so I'm going to mark down that one is already being used. Is that okay?
Mhm.
God.
I remember that.
plant
I
again?
don't think Avery actually used anything else.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can do this then. Can Avery move to the other side of Coriolis?
Yep, because you can move through front spaces, so you're right here now.
Nice.
And that only took 10 movement.
10. Okay, who's going next? That is a question.
Phoenix.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Right, okay. Go ahead.
At the Susan Swarm, cause fuck that.
Okay, cool.
This,
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the correct modifier. Dirty
That
21.
hits.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, thank
Roll your
God.
damage, please.
That's 46 radiant damage.
Ding.
I thought you said 46. I was like, excuse me, Avery. Avery, child.
Yeah, I thought that was
But no,
that too.
That's 13 damage, and the next attack roll made against the creature before the end of my next turn has advantage. So
cool. Hey, Hart, could you do me a favor? What's Varshi's AC?
oh god damn it, do why?
Vashi's AC is 11.
Okay. Could you take that 13 damage for me, please?
All right. Hold on. Just a sec. Just thinking about. I used one of my sorcery points, which means I have a single essence rune.
Also, I will say, when you cast that guiding bolt, it slams into this group of Susans, and it hits one, and then hits all the others.
Essence rune.
The sort of noise, and they all kind of twitch in the same shoulder, like the right shoulder.
I
is
don't
fully
have my
twitched
reaction. Okay.
downwards.
So that's 13 damage, yeah?
yes, that's 13 damage.
All right.
How you doing, Vaashi?
So, there's the distinct smell of burning yarn in the air.
Oh no!
God damn it.
Jesus.
Okay.
By the way, I put that like little golden shiny thing on the Susan to indicate that if people, the person who hits it next will have advantage.
Okay, thank you very much. That is very helpful.
All right.
Hold on. Let me see.
It's fine, do your thing. But while you guys are figuring that out, I will say the guiding bolt has just zipped between all the Susans, and their right shoulder in sync has just twitched, slumped down, and twitched, slumped up, and then twitched, slumped down as the guiding bolt slides through them and then fizzles out, and there is a soft glow about them. With guiding bolt, it would usually be probably like a soft yellow, white, silver light kind of deal, because radiant damage. They're not glowing that colour. They are glowing a dark kind of teal colour. Weird, but yeah, they are still definitely gonna be easy to hit this next round.
Oof.
I mean, I still have my bonus action. I just realized that I
Yeah,
can do
bonus
something
action.
with.
What
Do
would you
a
like
thing.
to do?
I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Spiritual weapon. You know, to the back of the Susans, hopefully away from, the very small person on top of the Susans do Pi Kieran.
I hear.
So I do not hit the small person because I do not want to
Okay.
hit the small person. And I
Okay,
swear
I
to
accept
Peck,
that.
if you make them take another point of damage, I am going to strangle you.
No, you specified you're not trying to hit them. I will
Okay.
give you that. She will not be hit by this because you specified.
Since this is the next attack roll, I'm so sorry. I made this for Phoenix. But also, this also requires a weapon attack.
Ah.
Technically. Yeah. There is a floating, what looks to be like gardening scythe that just kind of appears. It's strangely held in a bug-like hand that disappears into disappears. Like it fades. It looks spectral. And I am going to stab these Susans in the back with it.
Man,
Very
vicious, go
great.
for it.
God.
Vicious 13-year-old.
And their demon. It's fine.
I'm gonna. The spiritual weapon is now symbolized by a lily that is green.
Nice. Okay. Creature within 5 feet.
Right here.
You make a melee spell attack, which is another just d5 at advantage.
Make it the same size. So it's block.
Does,
There we go.
I think both of those hit, don't they?
If those do hit, yeah,
All right.
roll your damage.
This is force damage and D8 plus spellcasting ability modifier, so that's a +3. Think. You just got hit with the scythe. Congratulations.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna roll something very quickly. Let me see. Oh, well, this is funny because the Susans, when you hit them with the guiding bolt, they all just jolted, slump, 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 slump on the shoulder. And then they look back at you, Avery, and you see the very wide smile, very big eyes, and they lift their manicured nails, all in the same shade of teal, and they just tilt their heads sharply, 45-degree angle to the side, place their palms together, put it next to their head and go, "Oh, how adorable!" And they cast disarming words, and that damage from the scythe just phases right through them. So basically, I rolled a d6 to subtract that damage. You have done no damage. You have done no damage.
Well, good news is that was their reaction anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the end of my turn.
Oh, Phoenix's turn. That means this goes away for because they're no longer guiding bolted. Phoenix.
Your turn, buddy.
I think after seeing both of whatever the hell that was, with both of the people seemingly doing nothing to them, Phoenix.
I mean, I did do some like guiding bolt damage, I think.
Absolutely, but Phoenix has still got the fear of God in them. I think they're just gonna walk straight up to them,
Okay, 5, 10. You're up to the swarm now.
pick up Vaashi.
Ah!
Okay, you pick up Vaashi?
Please get them away from.
Okay.
Away.
Gonna have to roll me something for this, because you're going right into the swarm.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Let me just double check and see.
The protect, the instinct to protect is coming. They're just going to jump into the swarm.
Gosh.
Roll
And we were just
something.
arguing earlier.
I'm just gonna roll something
I
really
hope
quickly.
Phoenix so soft.
Phoenix is such a good soft they are so good.
They are
Just roll something.
a good soft NB.
Ooh. Okay.
Well,
Hey Phoenix. What should I see, buddy?
Not that. It is 16.
Mm.
Okay. Well, because you're getting in and out, do you want to roll me a strength save?
Okay. Dear God.
Come on, Phoenix. Please do remember you also have. Hey, you don't need it though.
Hey.
So you reach in and you. I presume Varshi's not gonna fight. If,
Nope. In fact, Vaashi does not want to be on these Susans anymore.
Varshi does not like this Susan ride anymore. They would like off, please.
Get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
He's never liked the Susans. In fact, he called them an infestation when they came in, so.
I think Phoenix is just gonna quickly place Vaashi on their shoulder and I guess use their action to disengage and then move back.
Okay. I will say, this was basically, they rolled to smother you. So basically, they try to circle around the back of you as you've come into their space and try to get Vaashi, and you're just bombarded with, Oh, hello there. You seem to be in some sort of dire straits. Would you like to be purchased as health insurance plan catered directly towards you? Hello, you seem to be walking around an awful lot today. We've seen you walking around an awful lot today. Would you be interested in one of our car dental plans? And they're just trying to hand you a load of notes and a load of things. But you manage to worm your way out of this swarm. You kick a Susan in the knee on the way out as you
Yeah, I'm interested in you
scramble back.
pecking off.
They just smile at you and say, "Oh dear, it seems you haven't got any footwear. We have loans in place for those that need places new sandals." And they hand out an advertisement for a new sandal shop.
Mm.
But anyway, you do disengage. You are back with the crew. Congratulations.
15, 10, 15, 20.
And
So that used up 20 feet of movement.
Yes, it did.
I-
Yeah, I believe you've got 10 foot left then. You don't have to use it. You
Yeah,
can just.
I think Phoenix is gonna end their turn there. They don't have any more
Okay.
bonus actions. They got Vaashi out. They're standing in front of their friends. This is where they want to be in combat.
Mm-hmm.
Protect.
Tech.
So, it's now my turn, and Vaashi is going to attempt to leapfrog from Phoenix to Coriolis to Avery.
Roll me roll
You
me
can
acrobatics, please.
You can. Is it like obvious that Vaashi is doing this? You can just like go over to Avery. You could just ask.
Yes, but
Springboard
consider
off your friend who's having a panic attack.
So, Vaashi is not someone who asks things.
Vaashi doesn't ask permission. Vaashi does.
Exactly. And Vashi's decided that it's a good idea to do a leap.
Right, Vaashi, you want to leapfrog? Okay.
Phoenix just did a football charge into this horde to grab a friend, and then they don't even thank them before jumping away.
Phoenix, you may in fact have an advertisement for like a sandal shop in like the back of your like in one of your pockets or something.
You know, I really should stop using my heavy metal die. It keeps giving me natural ones.
Vaashi, buddy.
I'm
You try to leapfrog off of Phoenix, and you kind of spring off, but you don't. You've misjudged the angle, and you just kind of get like 5 foot in the air up, and then get out of the floor.
I'm
So
on
the
the
I won't
floor
give you
still
full
on,
damage.
right?
It shouldn't be because. Oh, crap.
I will not give you full damage for this.
Thank you.
You will
Okay.
not receive full damage because it's just a funny he who gag. You're fine. But you're just on the floor face first, like.
Well, maybe I should stop trying that. I'm just gonna stand up on the floor and turn around to face the Susans.
Alright. Alright, what do you want to do?
I have things I can do. I think. I can't do anything with concentration if I want to keep spider climb. So I think I'll cast Ray of Frost.
Go ahead.
So I'll make a ranged spell attack for that.
God, every time you
ahead.
do roll something, I'm filled with fear.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Susans are your main antagonist. Yeah, that's an 18. That's an 18. That is my dude.
All right, and that's.
See, I don't trust it even more now because he said they're the main antagonist. What
one,
does that
Yeah, they
mean?
are the main antagonist. You've dealt with all the others.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's an 18. Roll your damage, my dude.
1d8 cold damage.
Nice.
Oh, nice! That's a 7.
Nice. Excellent. Coolio.
So it's
Go ahead.
visual somatic. So in Sylvan, I say freeze.
And
And-
you asked. By the way, what's the is that like a cone damage or is that like a single spell shot kind of thing?
It's a ranged spell attack against a target. So-
okie dokie.
Yeah, it's Ray of Frost. It's a cantrip.
With
Because
cold
I'm
kind of a cone effect, but okay. You I'm just gonna have to. Okay, you know what? Okay, no, I won't roll this. So basically, what happens is there's a tiny speck on the floor that not many people, except for the ones that know that they are there, would know. And then suddenly, Lau, I just want to say, Lau has been sitting here like, what the fuck is going on? Who are these women that have just been living on my floor this whole time? And then, out of fucking nowhere, a shot of ice blast into these women and just and one of these women's heads just freezes as a solid block, and all the other Susans are still smiling, their eyes are wide, and they just turn slowly towards the frozen Susan, who shakes a little, and then you just see them slowly start to dissolve, but no, not quite dissolve. It's more like they sink into the floor, and as they sink, it's just slight wisps of curly blue smoke come out from where they sink until that particular Susan is gone. And they smile.
Wow, terrifying.
I you know, Phoenix, I don't think you should touch them. I'm gonna turn around and start climbing up Avery with my movement.
That's fine. You can hop onto whoever you want because you're in that square. Choose your side of choice. Choose your mount.
Wait, does that mean I could still kill them? If they're not really people, I mean.
Listen, murder is probably fine. Avery says picking up Vaashi and putting Vaashi in the little flap of his hat.
Coriolis is still having a panic attack.
I'm so sorry, Coriolis.
Oh, I can do murder then.
Okay.
There was visible excitement.
Let's see.
Really, after everything, murder. I can murder. Okay. So, Vaashi, if that's the end of your turn, it's Lau's turn. Oh boy, mate. Oh boy. Okay. So, Lau has been watching this all happen, and he sees a ray of frost come out from nowhere, and he looks to one of you and is like, you know what? He's gonna look at Phoenix and just squint a little because okay, okay. And then he's gonna turn to these women and he's just gonna, I don't know who you are and I don't know why you've been living on my floor this whole time and yet you're just, why are you attacking? What are you? What are you doing here? And he is going to very foolishly, just move in front of Phoenix and address these women incredibly angrily. And he is going to, let's have a look.
Wow, you're being a bitch!
That's what he does.
No,
He's
you
not a clever man.
dumb bird.
Where is he running to?
Just in front of Phoenix. So he's gonna be in the way.
Okay. He's in the
Let's
way.
see. He is in the way. And let me see what he's gonna do.
There's a shout from Avery of, Lau, if you die, I'm stealing your plants!
No, you're not! And he kind of scoffs and rolls his eyes and is like, no, you're not. You're not the one that's getting my plants if you die. They would
You can't
get
stop
you.
me! Because you'll be dead!
Shut up! And I'm gonna do, let me see. Oh, that's neat. Okay. That's good. Lao, firstly, is going to click his fingers and cast Shield of Faith on himself, and you're all gonna see, um, you're all gonna see, just kind of shift and wiggle a strange bit. Then the black lines that make his outline are gonna reach out and carve around him. It's very strange. But they're just essentially going to reach out and they're going to link, cross-link, 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 cross-link together in front of him in a sort of black lattice pattern.
Ooh.
Almost like a net, but it's strange and stringy and just it's very weird. But he's cast
Very,
Shield of
very
Faith by his-
cool. It's so cool.
And he's just leaning one hand on he's just leaning his head on one hand and he's just looking at these weird women and raising a brow and he's going to, I don't know who you are and I don't know what you're doing here, but I don't think attacking people's the way to go about things, so perhaps you should, I'd suggest that you leave. And he's going to cast Suggestion on these women. Let's have a look.
So, I did actually have a bonus action. I wanted to use it to, like,
Oh, I'm so
transfer
sorry.
a sorcery point into an essence rune. It doesn't, change anything about what's happening. I just wanted
But that's
to...
fine. In the background, Vaashi's
Yeah.
just like scrawling a rune in the air and muttering.
Oh,
Ready to murder.
actually, you guys watch as Vaashi mutters and waves a hand, and now on the back of... now Vaashi glows a little more.
Fun.
Yep.
Okay, let's make a whiz save for the Susans. Let's make a whiz save for the Susans. All right, Susans, what do you got? What do you got, sweeties?
Let's go, women.
Let's go, women. Let's go, bosses. Okay, so let's see what exactly you got. Oh, wow. Okay, you see him say, I think it's about time that you all left. And he snaps his fingers, and you see strange, like, do you see the black lines kind of quickly flick out in lashes and touches every one of the Susans? And you see, like, a black line slowly appear across their foreheads. And it seems to shake a little, and all the Susans are blinking and smiling. And then the black line shudders and shakes and crumbles as they rolled one more than Lao's DC.
Ha ha ha!
Oh boy.
They look down at Lao, and they tilt their heads to the side again, and they say, well, I'm afraid to say, unfortunately, you are not our boss. You are not the boss of us, sir. However, and they begin to hold out clipboards. One draws out a pen in a click, 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 clicks their pen menacingly at Lao. It seems that your home has been overrun with many, many different types of flora and fauna. If you'd like, we can hire an exterminator for you. And they lock eyes on him, and he just blinks, and you see his outline spike, and he's just, you're not getting anywhere near any of my plots, and he just stands his ground, and that's it.
Oh boy.
And now it's
Mm.
Susan's turn.
Now it's Susan's turn.
It's Susan's turn, and Susan's turn, and Susan's turn, and Susan's
And
turn.
Susan's turn.
Susan's turn,
And
and Susan's
Susan's
turn, and
turn.
Susan's turn, and Susan's turn. Okay, so
God damn it.
firstly, Lao's AC is now that, so. Ooh, okie dokie. They step forward into Lao's space, and Phoenix, you can no longer see Lao. They are swarming around Lao, and they're all holding out clipboards, and they're all holding out pens,
Oh
and you
no.
just hear frequent uttering of, we could offer you some home insurance. This place seems to have, well, it seems a little bit run down. Oh, yes, and of course we can offer you flora and fauna insurance. This is a very special pet and plant plan. See if you look here, it covers you for 12 months. There's no VAT fees. It's all free. And they just mutter on and on. On and on and on and on and on and on and on. And now Lau is grappled. He's restrained, he's blind, and he cannot breathe. Which is hilarious because he is blind. And now I have to take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Okay.
Swear to God, if you kill this bird, do.
Whilst that's happening, I need to roll this again. Ah, okay.
What level is Lau? Because I know Lau's a toon ?
He's level 3.
Oh,
Jesus.
so he's got the same problem I do. Gotcha.
I'm just taking note of his HP. And they turn towards you, Phoenix. Oh, one of them turns towards you. I'd like you to roll me an intelligence save, please.
So I have a question about the Susans moving into Lau's space. No.
Well,
So my question is it like how elementals can move into someone's space and actually stay there?
Kind of like how swarms of rats and bees and such can pass through / enter someone's space. So they
Okay.
are basically on the same square as Lau.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is useful for me because I have to.
Sometimes I don't explain things well, so clarification. If you want clarification on things, please do ask.
That is.
Man, that sure is a nat 1. That sure is a nat 1.
Yeah.
Susan holds out a clipboard to you, and she holds out a pen towards you, and she puts a hand on your shoulder, and she says, I can't help but notice that you didn't seem to have anywhere to stay recently, so if you would like, we have a decent home plan. We have one room on this floor completely free, and she's just talking to you, and she's laying out how much rent would be, which is actually really, really cheap. Wow, that's like really cheap. You don't have much money to rent. Dude, that is a cheap rent even for you. Even you know that. And it's already pretty furnished. It's got nice windows. There's a lot of room in here too. Like you've got room to put stuff if you want to put stuff. And you've got it comes with home insurance. Like that's packaged in, mate.
Yeah, it
You get
doesn't
home
seem too bad at
insurance, you get a
all.
place to stay. It's a pretty good deal. They hold out the pen to you, Phoenix. Phoenix, how are you gonna sign this?
Oh no.
Well, they've been looking for a home. They don't see any reason why not to.
Yeah, it's a good deal. It's a really good deal for you, Phoenix. You should sign this, shouldn't you?
And they do.
Oh no.
oh no.
Sign the contract.
No.
Congratulations, Phoenix. You now own one of the rooms on this floor. And the woman gives you the biggest smile, and her eyes widen, and it's kind of strange. Her nose just seems to twitch a little and shrink back into her face just very slightly. And her teeth, the grin, that's a little too wide for a normal grin, but she seems really happy. She seems really happy. And she reaches out her hand to shake. And Phoenix, she's just, oh, thank you so very much for your time. You have been just so wonderful. And she just,
She put a hand on their shoulder, handed out a pen and a clipboard, and is shaking their hand.
I won't make you roll anything for that, because I have already made you roll for the intelligence save. So you're fine.
Did you even read the contract first?
You got suckered in by the sweet, sweet talk of a Susan.
What contract? What?
Oh no.
God damn it!
Susan
Avery is
rolls
yelling
up
this,
the
by the way.
contract and you see them take it out, flick their hand, and then in the other hand they've got another contract, and they hand that copy to you, Phoenix. They say, "This is your copy of the contract. All the details are in there, and we'll just be keeping this one." And they just slide it into their blouse and pat the top of their blouse and smile at you. Meanwhile, you're just hearing, "No, I don't want any bloody insurance. Get off of me!" While this has all been happening, Lau is just flailing. You see like the hand kind of flail out and bat at Susan, but there's no one's moving. They have him surrounded.
So, is it Coriolis' turn now?
Coriolis, you're still scared. You have half movement speed. Let me have a look.
Can they make a
Uh,
wisdom save at the end of their turn?
They can. They can make
Have
that at the end of their turn.
All right. And they can't move closer, can they?
No, because that's how frightened works. Under the
you
frightened
can't get
condition, you can't move closer.
And I'll
You
paste
can
it
get
here.
30 foot away before you feel comfortable. But yeah, your speed is also halved.
Cool. Well, they have crazy speed anyway, so that's not too much of a hardship. But I think that they're going to go ahead and back, to another 30 feet. And they have a hand over their mouth, and they are doing their best not to panic. They're panicking. They're panicking. This is them panicking.
So is half their movement 20 because they're a monk?
Normally they have 45. So
yeah, that would be 20. So you can only move 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. You get up here. You get back there.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, if you want to roll a whiz save, my dude, you feel free to.
Well, they have an attack that they can do at range, but I don't know if they'd be too scared to hit Lau.
I mean, you can attack at disadvantage.
I think they'll do that.
You don't want to get rid of the fear? You're going to have disadvantage on basically everything.
Oh, I thought that was at the end of their turn. I didn't think that was their action.
It is at the end of their turn. It's not their action.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm probably thinking of like restraint.
Pat you. You're good, mate. But yeah, I mean, Phoenix is in front of this swarm of Susans who are around Lau right now. Avery is off to the side with Vaashi, just looking at this like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Phoenix is reviewing their new contract that they already signed.
Yeah.
They couldn't move. Could they make a ranged spell attack over everyone else's heads because they're really tall? Or
You would still have to roll at disadvantage. Also, there is the potential for backsplash against them, depending on how you roll.
I feel like it's more like the Susans get like +2 their AC because they have some sort of cover, but
I'm confused, but I will take whatever penalty. It's
okay. So basically, you can roll to hit them. However, because you are still frightened, you're going to have disadvantage on the attack roll. Also, unless you roll, I'm going to say unless you roll 3 above their not 3. If you roll 2 above their AC, you won't hit anyone except for the target you're intending to. If you roll, basically, you have to roll a certain. You have to roll 14 and above to not hit anyone.
Okay. I don't think they're doing those odds. I think that they're just panicking right now. But do you know what kind of half giant they are?
Storm giant, right?
Half storm giant. And they're they're breathing fast even though they don't need to because they're dead, and their eyes are flickering with electricity. And honestly, without even meaning to, I think that they fling out a hand, and a storm bolt, with a range of 60 feet, an attack bonus equal to their intelligence modifier plus your proficiency bonus, is going to fly out across the field at the Susans.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
So that would be +4 +3, so +7.
Cool.
Nat 20.
And roll a
That's
disadvantage, unfortunately.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's disadvantage.
Uh,
Damn.
hey, 15!
15
15.
though! Oh, yes. Alright, you roll your damage.
All right. Let me check how much damage the storm bolt does.
Hmm?
Okay, 1d6 + 4.
D6 plus 4. Roll your damage.
8.
8 damage,
Um,
okay.
And with their second attack,
Oh! Is that a
I-
blow? Okay, no, never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, they get 2 attacks.
I keep forgetting. Please do continue.
Never mind.
there's nothing that's stone around, is there? Like made of stone?
Well, the rails on the stairs are like wood, but there is like stone flooring. Like there's some tiling, but there is like some exposed stone in little areas, like the bits that make up some parts of the building.
Anything stone they could throw?
Anything stone you could throw? Actually, it's funny. There's like, it's very strange. You don't know why people would do this, but there does appear to be like a rock just kind of by the stairs. It's just sitting between the point of going up and down, like it's leaning against the banister. It seems to just be like a rock slab, and there seems to be something like carved into it. It looks kind of like payment details.
Oh
Weird.
my god.
You got one of them. That's there.
Well, because they're half giant, when they make a range attack with an improvised weapon made of stone, they're considered proficient with that improvised weapon, and its damage increases to 1d6.
So they're gonna
So-
throw the rock?
Hits.
Um,
And it's time for the discus event.
Yes!
honestly, yeah, basically. So that would be
Same rules as before though, because you are still scared. So
mm-hmm.
it's at disadvantage if you want to
So
do
would
this.
that be 1d20 plus 3, their proficiency bonus?
Yes.
Okay.
Shouldn't you
Coriolis
be
smiled at the
adding
shot.
strength to that
Yeah,
too?
Oh, that's
yeah,
right. Well, that's already a 5 though.
5 plus your
5
strength?
plus.
What's your strength modifier?
I am checking. Oh, 4. That's a 9.
9. Okay. Did you want to roll again and see what happens?
I
See
mean,
if
they've
you can
already
get any
missed, but
worse.
Let's see if you're rolling that one.
You can always roll lower.
Please roll lower.
oh,
No!
Unfortunate.
all right.
Sadly.
And did you say that because they're frightened, they don't get a bonus action?
Let me have a look. They can't take reactions.
Okay.
So use a bonus action.
In that case, bonus action martial arts. Oh, it's an unarmed strike, so
Oh yeah,
Nope.
you'd have to get back up close to that to do that.
Yeah.
God, I think that ends their turn then.
Okay, are they gonna roll? Roll with.
Yeah, roll with safe, please.
Absolutely. 12.
You feel like there is, like you shake your head, you try to calm down and breathe in, breathe out, it's all okay, it's fine. And you think you've got it, and then you look up and you just see a hand flail out of this crowd of Susans, and they're all still holding out their pens and their clipboards, and you see one of them look up at you from across the room, and they give you a large, wide-eyed stare and a large, flashing smile. And I'm very sorry, author, you are still frightened.
God, I think they probably sink to their knees. They don't look well.
Oh, author. Oh, gosh.
Coriolis.
Coriolis, please.
Alright, it's Avery's turn.
Avery.
Hi. Okay. Boy. I don't know which one I want to do first. I'll be honest.
Okay, that's fine. Tell me what you want to do, and then go and we can make your decision.
Avery is going to take a deep breath and look at the Susans and yell, "Scatter!" and cast command.
He
Rick,
grabs
give
the
me
phone,
a-
smashes it on the ground, and
Give me a wisdom saving throw,
Scatter.
please.
Wonderful.
Oh,
That
yes!
did not make it. However they want to interpret the word scatter on their next turn, they have to do it.
Okay, that's gonna be excellent.
What I intend is for them to scatter off of Lao, but you know, because they are
that's
crowding.
fine.
It is
And
one
scatter.
word.
It's one word, that's fine. Did you have another thing you wanted to do?
I could also do another attack because spiritual weapon.
Oh yeah, that's
Is a
nice.
Spiritual
bonus
weapon.
action.
It. Yeah, just a bonus action to fucking hit them again. Not hitting Lao. Pan is
Fine.
begrudgingly being careful about it. That's an 8. I don't think that hits in the first place.
Oof.
The spectral scythe with its bug-like claw raises again and comes down, and as Susan turns around and just holds out their pen and stops the spiritual scythe weapon before it touches them and flicks the scythe away like, now that's awfully rude, attacking someone with their back turned to you. However, if you would like courses in how to aim better, we do have these available. And they reach into their blouse pocket and they pull out what seems to be like archery and like martial arts practice, and they're holding it out to the spectral weapon, spiritual weapon, sorry, and just saying, well, we have many courses and things online. We do have online courses as well in case those. We're working on that. However, we are also very, very interested in your business in the future. So yeah, one of the seasons.
The scythe, I will have you know, if they tried to hand it over, had put it onto the spigot and then dripped it. If they
Smiling at them and say, understandable. It's not a course for everybody. I understand that. However, if there are any other things you'd be interested in, they reach back into their jacket, they pull out another thing.
Is Avery going to move?
Avery is not going to move, but you hear it. They can't hear you, dipshit. From Avery's direction. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Amazing.
Classic.
It is now Phoenix's turn.
Oh my god. These Susans selling freaking essential oils and stuff.
Mhm.
I will say the Susan that gave you the contract has turned away, and they have now gone back to swarming Lao. And you ain't got a contract in your hand. What are you gonna do?
Pocket that. Surprise tool that'll help us later, I guess. And let's see. Could Phoenix try and grapple at least someone off of
Really?
Lao?
Go for it.
Okay, grapple. How the heck do I make a grapple again? It's like athletics.
Strength or
Athletics.
a dex check?
It would be athletics. I'm pretty
It-
sure.
It's
I thought
athletics to
athletics
grab.
was to get out of it.
It's to get out of it. You can roll either or.
Mhm.
to
Thought-
like make a grapple. It's athletics only.
Okay, that's fine then. Thank you very much. Yeah, so then roll athletics then, my dude.
Right, okay. I had to wait there because brain couldn't hear everyone at once. Okay.
At you.
20,
E.
Huh. Okay.
17.
Okay. Hey, Susan, how you feeling? Violent! They're feeling
Oh, no.
violent!
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh boy. That's a net
All right.
20, audience.
Oh no.
Phoenix! You're trying to barge these Susans out the way, you're trying to pull them off now, and as one, three can turn towards you, they pick you up bodily, and, they throw you back towards Coriolis.
Oh gosh.
Ah.
Did they actually throw them?
Yeah,
Oh.
So how far?
good question. They rolled a nat 20 on their strength, so, I will say, for the sake of not causing you guys just a debilitating amount of harm, you only get knocked back 10 feet.
Okay.
You land on
5,
your rear
10.
and you're prone.
Right here.
Or actually, if you want, you can roll an acrobatics or an athletics, whichever you prefer, to see if you land on your feet or to get knocked prone.
I'm gonna do acrobatics because landing on their ass is kind of funny to me.
Go for it.
So
Yeah. You just kind of skid across the floor on your butt. And you probably have to rub your butt because ow,
Ow.
butt burn. So that was your action. You do still have your movement and bonus action left. What do you want
yeah.
to do?
So they're gonna spend half their movement to get back up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then they have what, 15 feet left.
Yep. You can get back into the fray, or you could go to Coriolis. You could go either way.
I think they're gonna move 5 feet towards the Susans
Okay.
and then use their action surge so they get an attack.
Hell yeah.
And then they're gonna frickin', since they use a glaive, it has 5 foot of reach. So
Oh.
that's why they're staying a little bit away.
Oh, so they
Oh.
actually have 10 feet reach.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hell
wait, what?
yeah.
I thought,
So, well, melee is, you have to be next to someone, and that's 5 foot reach.
right?
But if you have, extra 5 feet of reach, you have 10 feet of reach. Right?
Oh,
I
right.
think
Wait.
in this case, we will just say yes. Whether it is or isn't, we will look it up later. But for now, it's the rule of cool. You've just been knocked on your ass and you're angry and you want to stab a bitch because you didn't get to earlier and these bitches are just
Do
being a
it.
right drag.
Yeah, so now they're gonna aim probably at the back of one of their heads and just go for a straight stab with their glaive.
Wonderful. Roll to hit.
That is a 6.
Well, only do you hit, you don't accidentally poke Lau in the fray. Roll your damage.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, hell
Okay.
yeah, hell yeah.
God, my brain is so scared trying to like not use the wrong numbers to roll because I have a hand axe, glaive, and a great axe all in my weapons section.
Pat you. Whatever feels right.
Okay, that was a 1. When you roll a
Dang.
1 or a 2 on a damage die from an attack you make with a melee weapon that you're wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll.
Oh,
Go for
hell
it.
yeah, hell
Great
yeah,
weapon
hell yeah,
fighting
hell
style.
yeah.
Saving
Yes!
this.
Go for it.
Yes!
Roll hat, roll. Hey, that's an 11.
To an 11. Stab real hard
Stabbeth.
in
Stabbeth
the
the
back of the
Sabbath.
head of the one that shoved them.
Ooh. You do that.
Oh.
And I'm not going to describe it in detail because no.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you stab it, and there's just a moment of pause, and then you see then slowly from the point. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
Let's have
about
a
brute
look.
damage. That's an extra 1 damage.
That's fine. Oh my word, this is amazing. So you just poof, pop them through the back of the head, and I do mean pop because it's just a poof, vanish into smoke. And with that, you do also see the other Susans. None of you have to roll perception here. They all look kind of ragged right now. They look on the ropes. They are
Okay.
very much close to death.
All right,
Great.
awesome.
Bonus action, gonna use their second wind because they're probably about to get attacked.
Oh yeah. Roll the second wind.
Use your second wind, have it ghost you down.
9 HP, okay.
Okay.
Nice, add 9 HP to your total.
You do have 5 more movement. Are you gonna move?
I think that's them.
Okay, cool. Now it's my turn.
Oh, Vaashi, what you gonna do?
Vashi's gonna stare at the swarm of Susans. You know, I'm getting really tired of this. And I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt, which drops my
Hey!
spider climb, but I am tucked into Avery's hat, and I feel like that is enough that won't throw me anywhere.
Okay, because you're doing a range spell, I will ask you also to. Actually, no, because that was because Orphan was frightened. Never mind. Okay. Hey, Atomic. If you wanted, did you want to do a second attack with your attack action?
Yeah, I completely forgot. Phoenix is a
It's
fighter, they have
alright.
2
Yeah,
attacks.
do your
Okay, you
second
wanna go
attack.
Okay, cool.
second attack. Let's see how this goes.
So that's D20 plus 6.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Hits. That hits. Let's see. Let's see how this go. Oh. Damn.
Plus the brute damage. Okay.
9? Oh my word.
So they did 12 and then they did 9 to another.
Okay.
So they just went stab
Um,
before
So
Vashi's turn.
I have stabbed a lot of them, and smoke. Basically, you've stabbed 2 and they just immediately into blue smoke and sunk. They didn't even sink to the floor, they just dispersed into blue smoke. And you see that the rest of them, they are all still. You're actually starting to see the outside of their outline is starting to leak a little bit of blue smoke. And they're still smiling. They're still looking at you, and they're still smiling. And they tilt their heads again to the side and say, "You're doing very well, considering. My word, it would be beneficial if you would take some martial arts classes." And yeah,
Oh,
that's
shut up about selling stuff.
They tilt their heads at you and say, "But that is what we do." And
And
Ashi,
I got a
how do you want to do
13.
this?
Okay, yeah, back to Vashi.
Wait, what?
Sorry for stealing your thunder.
How do you want to do this, Ashi?
Wait, I hit it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what? Oh, okay. So, the Susans keep talking, and I'm just tired of this. So I pull up this crystal pendant that nobody else can see because it's so freaking tiny. But around it starts crackling purple smoke and lightning, and it shoots out towards the Susans, the purple kind of ominous glow of it just bouncing between all of the rest of the Susans.
Oh, and with each hit you throw, the purple envelops the blue, and it just and the Susans all disappear. And the last one you hit, enveloped in purple, it turns towards everyone. It turns towards Coriolis, and then Phoenix, and then Avery, and Vaashi on their shoulder. And then down at Lau, who is at this point very beragged, very ruffled up. Some of his outline seems to have chips in it. And she just says, well, it's unfortunate that you have no interest in our business, but thank you for your time. And they smile wide, blink, nod their heads, and burst into the last puff of blue smoke. Hey! Congratulations! You have the base roses.
Honestly, Atomic, I think without Phoenix's second hit, I wouldn't have been able to finish it because I rolled a 1 on the damage.
Oh.
They were literally down to 1 HP. Literally.
I rolled a
Oh
1
my god.
on my D12 for that.
Beautiful. Absolutely excellent. This was amazing. Coriolis, I'm so sorry. Sweetie, you have just been feared out of your wits to the stairs. But this is it's done. Lau is panting and breathing. Did he?
I will note it's also been an hour if we want to take a small break.
If
We
like.
should take a small break. I need to use the
Yes,
restroom.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please do. Take your breaks. I will be back in a little bit. We can pause, and then we shall return. Yeah?
Okay.
Alright, I will see you all in a bit. But hooray!
Also, I
Susan,
get first dibs on poking at Coriolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Anyway, I'm gonna go do stuff.
I'm
I'll
gonna
be back.
pause
Let's
my
go
recording.
do things! I've disappeared in a puff of blue, tealy smoke that is now weaving in and out between Lau's wheelchair, who is just. Actually, I'm gonna roll a con save for him. How are you doing? How are you doing? Don't worry, this isn't a harmful thing. This is just to see if he hacks up a lung or not. Because, boy howdy, I don't think you've got any con, have you? If all the sheets I have would load.
I
While this
will
is going
say,
on,
if Lau is just coughing on the floor, they get like taps on the back from like the handle part of the sickle. His fan is still here.
He's not on the floor. He is still in his chair, but the phantom pats from the sickle.
Oh,
Oh.
He's hanging up long.
Oh no. His lungs. He needs
Lungs,
those.
dude. You just. I mean, he might not need those. It's fine. Who knows if he's got lungs or not?
he is a
yeah,
tune.
He is a tune. He's just coughing, and he's coughing out like blue smoke that is tinged with black as it kind of poofs away. And he's just like, goodness, what the fuck was that? What the fuck were they? Why the hell were they on my floor? What the hell was this? Have these been my have these been my neighbors this whole time? And he's just busy kind of coughing and hacking to himself. And as he's doing that, he is gonna cast let me see. I think you have healing word, don't you, birdie? Because you're kind of cussing someone out, and in doing so you heal yourself. That's how that works.
Yeah, self-care is swearing at people.
Yeah. How many people can this? Oh, is it only one person? Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, it's only one person.
Yeah, that's fine. He only gets a D4, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. Alright, you get 1 health back now. Fine. But, he is gonna kind of turn around, take a look, and kind of look around Phoenix to where Coriolis is on the floor hyperventilating, and
They're actually not breathing at all. They're completely still.
cool.
Oh, fuck. Avery
Ah,
wants to go poke at that. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. And Vaashi is along for the ride.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a child standing in front of Coriolis.
They don't move.
Oh boy.
Vaashi is going to jump off of Avery's hat, onto, I guess, Coriolis' forehead.
Wait, Vaashi?
Vaashi is going to
Oh.
jump off of Avery's hat and onto Coriolis.
Would
I'm
anyone
sorry,
like to make an insight check?
I'll make an insight check. What's my insight?
oh boy.
Insight.
Avery, my boy,
Man.
that doesn't look right. Are you sure that's your insight? Holy fuck.
A 10 from Vaashi.
Mm-hmm.
A 17 from Avery. Okay.
That doesn't. That's what my insight says, but my gut's like, that isn't. There's no way this boy is that observant. No way this kid is that observant, but they are apparently. So.
Vaashi, when you hit Coriolis' forehead, they flinch, which isn't, out of the ordinary. When something hits your forehead and you're not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't move. Otherwise, they don't. They don't seem to be reacting much at all. Avery with a 17. Something about touching something small right now isn't working for them. It's they if it is possible to be touching something as little as possible when it's on your forehead, they yeah.
Okay, that isn't gonna work. Avery picks up Vaashi.
Vaashi was gonna curl over and start like waving his hand in front of Coriolis' eyes, but is
They
picked
only
up.
have one. The other's just an eye socket.
All right, yeah. um, what?
Hello? Are you in there? Avery kind of like waves a hand.
Captain?
No. What did
Alright.
you say? Sorry, Heart one.
Captain?
Oh, they visibly flinch. They look scared. Their eye seems to be working again. It's looking around for something, but they can't. They not focusing on any one person.
There's another wave of like Avery's hand in front of their face. This is not my wheelhouse. Okay.
I'm so sorry, Avery.
Coriolis? Because Vaashi did notice the flinch, so Vashi's not gonna say captain again because that obviously was the wrong move.
Roll me a persuasion check, or actually,
I mean, I can certainly roll persuasion.
I'm trying to think if there's anything more suited than persuasion. Probably persuasion, unless do you have anything?
Look, my
Sorry, what What is Vaashi trying to do?
So Vaashi, noticing that Avery does not know what to do, and noticing that calling Coriolis captain is not helping, Vaashi is trying to kind of like bring Coriolis back to their senses.
Okay. I guess if you're trying that, give me a second. If you're trying to help Coriolis calm down, I guess Coriolis can make a wisdom save with advantage, if you'd like.
That oh, I'm gonna roll a d10 to bring out my flute, play something calming. That's a 10.
Nice.
Into you.
Hmm.
Into you. That's a really nice song you've got there, Vaashi.
Has Coriolis blinked back at all, or?
I was gonna give Heart a second to do the music, but
Oh.
actually, it's when you say the name Coriolis, their eye blinks and they repeat the Coriolis, and that as the song goes on, they start almost swaying back and forth as though they were kneeling on a ship, and they very slowly they raise their head again, and they focus on you and Avery.
Hi, good to see you're not, like, actually dead.
They they open their mouth to say something, and they just nod.
Vaashi pulls the flute away from their mouth and just. So you've yeah, those things can I guess be kind of frightening, but they're bad infestation. It's a good thing that we got rid of them, I think.
Yeah, it seems like it. They like scrub their hands over their face, and they go, I hate this economic system. What's
Are you
and they're
okay? You kind of look like shit.
I always look like shit. I'm
Well, you
dead.
look more shit than normal.
You're a flatterer. What are we doing?
Well,
Currently having you not be, more dead than normal. That's great.
I think Phoenix signed something. Ugh.
It's funny you should mention that, because as this is going on, Lau has finished hacking a lung up, and I will say, when he hears, I'm going to roll a perception to see if he hears Avery swearing. And that's his makeover model perception, so it's not great. 9! I don't think he hears it. He's too busy coughing up a lung.
Also,
Hey,
Avery, every time you swear, Vati just bristles in your hand, but does not say anything.
Avery does not care or mind.
you hear that? You hear the grinding of tiny teeth.
Yep.
Gosh. By the way, hey, Atomic. Congratulations for one. All the Susans are defeated, but you're still holding that contract. You going over that, or you doing?
Yeah, I think after everything's cleared off, they're gonna have a closer look at it.
Okay, cool. Do you want to roll? investigation on that for me.
Okay.
An intelligence check, whichever you prefer.
They are both a nothing.
13. Alright. Well, first of all, you can immediately tell with the big writing, lettering on the top that, this documentation is for a room on this floor. It seems to be just like down the corridor on the right. And yeah, it does. The deal does come with like not a lot of rent. Actually, you look at the rent and is it? Huh? You don't pay rent for like at least 6 months? That's really strange. You think? I mean, I don't know. You've never paid rent before. You've probably never rented a place before. But it's got a lot of amenities. And with a 13, you can't tell if this is a legit contract or not, but that is definitely your signature on the bottom. And Mal's just gonna, once he's done with his coughing fit, he's just gonna look over his shoulder and squint at you, Phoenix, and look up and say, What is that? Why have you got that? What is that? Did you take something from them? Did you accept something from them? Did you actually sign something? And Mal's just gonna turn around and look at you.
Well, in the heat of the moment, they handed me a pen, and they were talking a lot, and you were getting swarmed, and I was kind of preoccupied with thinking. But I've got a place just sort of down the corridor here, so it's not that bad. I don't even have to pay rent.
The minute you say that, you see Lao's eyes just widen, and I'm gonna roll sleight of hand to snatch that. He reaches up, and as he reaches up, you just kind of move it slightly away as just he. And he tries to reach up and grabs it. He's like, "Let me have a look. Let me have a look at that. What do you mean? What do you mean you have a room on this floor? Give it no.
Say please.
Now pauses. Looks him dead in the eye. And I'm gonna make a wrist save. So,
Just because you're my boss right now doesn't mean you can't have manners.
that's a 12. That's gonna be enough. Okay. Lao is going to glare. He's gonna hold out his hand, and let me just look for something quickly. Give me a moment. So I'm trying to find out. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, whiz save, please, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. We'll save
Oh, that doesn't make it.
a
Lao holds
5.
up his hand. He gives you a glaring look, and he says, "Give," like he's speaking to a dog.
Oh no, we
And a
guessed
comic.
it.
Phoenix, you feel that urge to give. You feel a strange, dingy need in the back of your head, wriggling. Just give, give the paper, give. Actually, to be
Okay,
fair, he did just say give. So
yeah, they're gonna hand it over. Wait, why did they just do that?
Lao snatches it out of your hands and looks at the contract. And I'm just gonna roll investigation here. I think. Do you only have a +2 to this? Man, I'm looking at pre-redo Lao and his stats. Fucking off. Gosh, I'm glad I redid you, man.
He's level
let's see
3.
that.
Give him a break.
True. That's a 12. He looks at this contract and he squints and tilts his head, and you see there are still like some of the chips, like one of the chip in his charcoal outline has slightly filled in, but he still has nicks in his outline, and you just see the curls as he looks at this. He just looks very confused and looks at you and says, "I don't understand. Why did you sign this? First of all, why did you sign this? And second of all, I don't understand how this contract even works. What? He's just used.
Well, I'm sort of new around town, so and it seemed like a good deal. It is a good deal, right? I've never rented a place before.
Vaashi, just getting out of a conversation that they're not really a part of, leans over the side of Avery's hands and says, by raising his voice, "Yeah, the Susans made them. They do that. That's just kind of what they do, I think."
At that, I'm gonna roll perception because guess what? Laston still doesn't know that Varshi's a thing. 15. I guess Varshi's not trying to be stealthy, are they?
No, Vashi's not. And even
Okay.
if Vashi's passive stealth is 11.
Gosh. Lau jerks his head over towards where he heard the noise, and I'm also gonna roll this because he will need to roll this. Okay. He looks over towards where Vaashi is sitting on Avery's shoulder, and he
In Avery's
slides his-
hands, so
Avery's hand. Apologies. Looks down at Avery's hands where Vaashi is sitting, and his beak kind of scrunches, and the curls on his head just come curling over the top of his head, tightly to the top, and his head tilts to the side, and you see his pupil just open and shrink and open and shrink, like like a hawk that kind of spots a little thing in the distance.
and Vashi, realizing what he said, ducks back into like Avery's palms to try to hide.
Lau's gonna jab a finger out and point and say, "What the fuck is that?" No, don't duck away. What the fuck? No, come here. No. Who
What's
are
what?
you?
What's going on?
Wait, that's
Vashi's gonna jump
I-
to Coriolis and try to climb into Coriolis' pocket.
So wait,
Avery, what are you holding?
wait, Avery
what are you
covers
holding?
Vaashi in both hands. Is just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Walks to the other
Roll
side
me
of
a
Coriolis.
deception. Roll me a deception, you little shit.
Okay, they're fine with they like catch Vashi and like stick them in their hair.
Avery is holding nothing
Yep.
in their hands,
I
but
can't
also they're
believe you're
being
gaslighting.
like, no, I don't have anything. What are you talking
This
about?
is 21. He narrows his eyes at you, Avery, and his outline slightly wiggles a little bit, and he grips one of his arms and looks at you and says, "Avery, you had something in your hand, and I believe it's just jumped onto Coriolis, I believe, and
It was a bug.
now squints. I'm pretty sure most bugs can't talk, Avery.
I mean, I've met a bug who could talk.
Phoenix. Can I butt in here?
This is a lie. Avery has not. Anyway.
Join this chaos.
Phoenix sort of raises their hand and says, "I didn't know we were keeping Vaashi a secret. I didn't.
Oh,
Did we go over this?"
I'm rolling an intelligence check.
Phoenix, you ruined it!
Okay. Oh,
We could have messed with it!
blows his finger down into his lap. His head tilts down to the side, and he thinks. And he slowly raises a hand over his beak. His eyes close and squeeze shut. He takes a. Actually, I'm gonna have to roll this again because, man, oh boy. Yeah, no, okay, that's fine. His outline trembles again.
Yeah, so Atomic,
No.
last time, Coriolis convinced Lau that Vaashi meant friend.
Oh yeah.
But this is very valid of Phoenix go, wait, why are we hiding Vaashi? I didn't know we were keeping Vaashi a secret.
Hey, do
Yeah.
I think Coriolis is just going to stand up and go, okay, I don't have the patience. And they will walk away.
I've got to ask, are you heading upstairs or downstairs?
Probably upstairs.
Oh, okay. Roll me a perception, please.
A deception?
Perception, please.
Perception. Thank you.
And I will say, as you're walking away, Lau's eyes are gonna lock onto you. And I'm very sorry, everyone, but he's gonna pull himself over and he's just gonna shout out, "Don't fucking go! No, I'm talking to you! Oi, come the fuck back! I'm not finished with you!" And he's
Have
gonna
fun.
go after you.
Have fun stopping me without setting off another panic attack.
I'm gonna also
Bye.
perceive.
Go ahead.
I do not perceive. I rolled a 2.
At you. Hey, Atomic. Oh no, never mind. So yeah. With 24, you go upstairs, and
Sorry about that.
it's. No, you're good, man. I was just wondering, before I go upstairs and explain what's going on up there, did you and Magic want to do anything quickly?
Well, okay. Avery's just gonna turn to Lau and it's just, well, why does everyone fucking have trauma?
Al just sighs and rubs his beak, and he just says, "Don't ask me that, Avery. Well, fuck would I know. Also, don't bloody swear." And he's just.
Why not?
Because I said so, Avery. That's why. And he's just.
You're not my mom.
Fucking lucky I'm not. And he's just.
What's Phoenix doing?
Just gonna fucking.
Phoenix. Oh,
Authors
Author.
just popping.
I think
Flipped.
Phoenix is gonna sort of crouch down beside Avery and be like, "I don't have trauma."
Do you?
Do you have a house?
Do you
though?
really not have trauma?
I
You
have
have
a
to
house.
answer this. Are you afraid of anything for any specific reason?
I guess plants are a little bit weird now.
Congratulations, you now have trauma.
Wow. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to the rolls from upstairs. Vaashi, you're tucked away in the pocket. You can't see anything. You try to climb up and peek out.
I'm in their hair and probably same similar thing though.
Fair enough.
They do have quite a lot
I
of
just
hair.
imagine you try to peek out and it's just like you keep sliding down, you peek up and you keep sliding down. It's very slippery. So you don't get to see much, I'm afraid. I'm very sorry, Vaashi. However, you climb up these stairs to the 4th floor, and you see what is essentially a bog. It is just a lot of moss. It's a lot of water. It's water clogged. And it's weird because the minute you kind of step up onto the last step, it's odd because there's like no water flowing down anymore. Like the minute it seems like there's like a weird invisible wall containing the water that would have flowed down, and it doesn't seem to be rising in level at all. You look around and you hear a strange noise.
Right, something is snoring.
Yeah, almost. And you also hear a like bells jingling.
Thank God it's this character and not another one of my characters. Anyways, Honestly, I think that Coriolis is going to take a deep breath of wonderfully humid, cool, like non-indoors air, and they're just going to sit down, like sort of in right next to the stairwell, and put their feet up, and just sort of like bury their face in their knees.
Aww.
Oh.
Cool.
They need a second, man.
And
Yeah.
Vaashi's gonna slide out of their hair and onto their knees.
Cool. Let me just roll something quickly. Because
Fear.
I think this is about the time. No, that makes sense. They're not being incredibly quiet. You still hear that snuffle kind of noise. You hear what sounds like that bell noise is coming closer towards you. Let me just get the image up. Cool. I can't believe this is where I'm showing this image, but cool. Hey, Coriolis, when you hear this bell jingling, what do you do? Do you keep your head down?
They will very reluctantly look up.
Oh, you look up and you see this very strange looking creature. For people at home, it seems, well, it seems to have, the first most notable thing is the great horn coming out of this creature's head. It's curved like a crescent and it's completely filled in with like dark shading, and you kind of squint at the shading, you can see it's actually kind of moving in the circle or the crescent as it does, and you look at the face and that's the face of a deer, and its eyes are also completely shaded in, and there are little twinkling points on its face, and you look down towards the rest of its body and its neck is just a riot of shining layers of something. It looks like scale armor. Is it scale armor? Or are they petals? I mean, considering what you've been dealing with recently, it could be either or. Then you look down at the legs, and those are very rooty legs. And its body's kind of curves, gets from the larger bulky front, and it curves back into a slimmer rear end, and the rear end of this thing you see waving on the end with what seems to be these scaly petals fluttering off, very large flower bud just layered in these scaly petals. This thing looks down at you, and then you see the points of light twinkle brighter, and you see this thing tilt its head to its side, give a great and mighty
I think
and
when it does that, Vaashi just very carefully raises up, because they can see this now because they're out of Coriolis's hair,
yeah, absolutely.
and they're gonna raise up and go, "Shh, it's all right. Shh."
This thing tilts its head to the side again. Then you hear as it kind of angles its front end, and you can hear the jangling coming from these strange scaly petals as it looks down at you. And it's kind of odd. It lays down. It kind of seems to like lay down in front of Coriolis, and it's gonna very slowly and gently just pop its head on Coriolis's feet and wait.
I think they're going to raise their hand and sort of hover it over the creature as if they're about to pet it and see how it goes.
Reach out a hand to pet it. The creature doesn't have any pupils. You can't tell if it's looking at you. You can see its ear flick, and it turns its snout towards you, and then it nuzzles into your hand. And could you roll me? Give me a second. I need to figure out what roll this is going to be. Roll me a Constitution save.
Okay. 12.
12. So, good news, this doesn't hurt you, but gosh, it's a lot. It is a whole lot for you to feel just something float up your hand and into your brain, and you just feel lots. Like, it's both warm and cold and soft and gentle and wonderful and lovely, but also concern and care and love and want to help and need to help and just very much the definition of holds you soft. How can I help you? Let me help you.
Oh god. It I don't know if they can reach up uh to wipe away the tears that are rolling from their one eye, but they just pet this creature softly, and because there's no way they're talking right now, they sign thank you.
The creature just nuzzles into the side of you and flicks their ear, and I'm gonna roll this for them. And you can also hear coming from downstairs, Lao shouting, "All right, I'm coming up. I don't know what you're doing up there, but you shouldn't be up there by yourself." And you hear like something happen, and then coming up the stairs. Avery and Phoenix, you hear Lau shout this up the stairs. Put his right hand over his armrest in a clenched fist, up and out, spreading his fingers, and then the spokes of his wheelchair rattle, flick out, and dip onto the ground. In vines, like weird viney octopusy spider patterns kind of deal, and goes up the stairs.
I have a question. Is there any earth around?
Good question. There is on this floor. It is mostly water, but again, it's also a bog. There's a decent amount of mud.
So if I cast Mold Earth multiple times, could I get it to kind of block the stairs
allow
from
this.
Coriolis?
I will allow this.
Whoa,
Man.
so whoa! You hear in Sylvan, and the earth moves and creates a wall. It's probably not as tall as anything, but
Still a wall.
hmm
And that was just, we'll say, as Lau kind of turns around the platform between the next floor and starts to look up, the creature that is on you, ears flick, jolt up, stand up very, very quickly, and they bolt away up to the next floor. And Lau calls up to you, "I don't know why you're making a stupid bloody wall, but get down from there. I've just sorted that one out. Seriously, it's not a good idea." And they just gesture heavily at going downstairs now.
Vaashi calls back in common. No, I think we're going to stay up here for a few more minutes. Leave us alone, please.
Lau clenches his hand and slams it on the side of his wheelchair, which rocks very briefly, and shouts up again. "Look, I understand you might need a moment alone, and that's fine, but doing it up there is dangerous, and you shouldn't be up there." And you just hear a... "Because they are still asleep. Just got them to sleep, and you're going to want to do this downstairs. I will let you use my own bloody apartment if it just means you get down."
Coriolis will not touching Vaashi, but put a hand over him. It's okay. Wow, would you mind moving?
"It gets you downstairs?" "Absolutely." And he turns around and just scuttles back down the stairs.
Yeah, they're going to jump all the way down the stairs, not using a single one.
Okay, so Vaashi, knowing as Coriolis starts moving, is just gonna crawl up and into Coriolis's pocket.
Yeah, a protective hand over Vaashi.
That's a dirty 20 from Lau to see this shit happen because he heard a voice that wasn't Coriolis's and he knows that this friend is somewhere. And he gives a look back to Coriolis and says, I don't know who or where your friend is, but it would be half much easier if we all knew who was who and where was where. And if you need to do whatever you need to do, then he gestures.
So they have jumped all the way down the stairs. They are now it's they basically parkoured this shit.
Actually, that's a good question. I just imagine if you did that, you land before Lau gets down the rest of the stairs.
No, I mean they're not going to land. Actually, I like the idea of going over him. If you'll, I guess that can be an acrobatics check or an athletics.
Acrobatics, and I'm gonna make a deck save. Oh,
That
okay then.
one.
Okay,
13.
Phoenix and Avery get a wonderful sight. After hearing that shout from down the stairs. What happens is, you hear Lau go up the stairs, scuttling on this chair, and shouting at the other two to come the fuck back downstairs for goodness sake. And then you see him rounding that stairwell, coming down, and you hear a and Coriolis poof in front of Lau. Lau does not stop in time. The chair plows into Coriolis, and Coriolis, you're fine. Lau is not fine. Lau goes out of the chair. The chair rocks on its vine-like roots as it pitches Lau forward, and he just goes flying and against the floor.
Can they try to catch him?
If you really want, go ahead.
Yeah, that would be what, sleight of hand?
That or a dex check.
What's
Gonna catch him. Sleight of hand's more like subtle hand movements.
Well, they're the same modifier, so 14.
14. Yeah, with his AC, I'd say you'd be able to catch him. You just kind of grip him round the waist and manage to stop him, but he does thunk his beak against your back, and I'm just gonna see how much that does. Oh, right. Yeah, yep, he takes 3 damage. He's now on 3 HP. Wonderful. You see his beak kind of onto your back, and it's weird. You feel that pressure, and then you just feel it disappear. And then Avery and Phoenix, I don't know what you two have been doing down here while this has been going on.
What have you been doing?
Yeah.
I think maybe Phoenix has been talking to Avery about maybe taking the lift up until they heard them coming back down.
Susan, are you sure we want to take the lift up? Maybe it's covered in plants again.
Yeah, they've come down now and they're all.
Can the lift even go up another floor?
I mean, are you asking me or are you just musing out loud?
That's Avery musing at Phoenix.
Alright. I don't see any reason why not.
I mean, I'm not allowed up there. I'm technically not allowed in the building. But,
Okay, well, we'll unpack that later.
real simple. Lau doesn't like me being here for some reason.
I wonder why.
Well,
Where?
Vaashi's gonna peek out of Coriolis's pocket and just cannot look behind them, but is just peeking out and looking over at Phoenix and Avery.
Right. Where's that horse with the health potions again?
Hold on, I got this. Avery sort of like rubs his hands together in that like CPR motion.
God.
Show me the bird.
Lau,
Please don't hurt him more.
I thought you weren't
Well-
allowed to swear. I can't show you the bird.
beautiful.
Thank you for picking it up. Thank you for picking it up.
God.
Yes.
So, what's loud?
So currently, Lau is being hung upside down from Coriolis's back. He lifts his head up very slowly, and the top half, like the top line of his beak, is gone, and one of his eyes is missing. They just seem to have rubbed off, perhaps, or something. It's kind of hard to tell, but the top half of his beak is gone, so he's just got one line pointing out of his face. And then I'm gonna say his left eye is gone. And actually, Coriolis, do you want to roll me a perception quickly?
Sure. Do. Perception. Oh, okay.
You're holding him, you do. Okay. Good. So, you're holding now, right now, around the waist specifically. His blanket is still like wrapped and knotted on very tightly, and you do notice like the bottom half is wrapped in such a way that if he wanted, he could like squirm like whatever he has on his bottom half inside of it. It's not like a cocoon. There is space for it to be unwrapped, but you hear something, because this is right next to your ear. You hear a sounds of something snapping, breaking, twinking, and something sliding over something. You just hear that repeated over and over again, but it's a very strange noise.
Almost mechanical.
Can't tell if it's mechanical or not, but it does sound like something is like it sounds like something is snapping, and then like something is sliding, and then something is snapping, and something is sliding.
Avery's
But
approaching the bird.
Oh, let me just roll something here.
I think they're going to like sort of shift Lau to the front of them and be like, "Are you okay?"
Actually, that's interesting. Lau glares at you, and he shakily lifts up his hands. And hey, do you know real sign?
Yes,
I
they
mean,
would. They are real kind.
Coriolis is real kind. I gotta roll for Vaashi,
Go ahead.
because
You-
Vaashi knows tune sign.
Comic and Magic, feel free to roll as well because you can all see this.
How's that?
You know enough to get the gist of what he's saying.
Okay.
Nix, you have apparently just no idea. Lau is doing something with his hands. Shrug.
Is he about to
Avery.
cast a spell?
Oh
No.
God.
No, he's not.
And you see his outline is still shaking as he's trying to sign, but you can figure out what he's saying is, I'm not fucking okay. I can't fucking speak right now. My mouth is gone. If you could take me back to my apartment, I can fix this and then sort out your payment.
That
All
seems
the
like an
while he
angry
has
spell.
He looks over and glares daggers at you, Phoenix, and he shows you a bird. He shows you a bird, Phoenix.
Vaashi's
Shows
just
you a
like,
bird in front.
man, you really have to stop using that language.
Mr. Mind, if you wouldn't mind keeping it to a civil sort of manner in front of the child.
Avery does like a grabby hand at Lau because they cannot reach that tall up.
Yeah,
Vaashi,
they'll
Vaashi.
squat down and like they're holding Lau mostly like a baby.
Wonderful. Okay, so
And if someone could rate the wheelchair, please.
funny thing about the wheelchair, it has just been kind of scurrying about the room, kind of like
It is
Would
also
someone
a
mind catching the
plant.
wheelchair, please?
wheelchair just is kind of looking around, and Avery, as you've been coming up, it's just been like tugging at your arms and like your clothes, and just kind of boom, 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 boom. And Phoenix, it spots you, and it comes scurrying over, and it starts to try and reach out and boop, 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 poke you and prod you. And hey, if you wanted, you can roll me a deck save.
Okay.
And whilst that is going on, I've got to roll a few things here. 12. Okay, unfortunately that's not quite enough, because you try to get out of the way, but this thing just kind of scooches around, poof, bumps you in the back with your knees, and congratulations, you're sitting in the wheelchair now. The wheelchair has a driver, and you can feel it just kind of, the wood just vibrates on you very briefly before it settles down.
It purred.
I guess it needs a bird.
Its desire for a bird has
Oh,
been satiated.
that's what you meant, Lau, with the whole bird thing, giving me the bird, right? Well,
By the
good
way,
share.
Okay, either someone heal this bird or we're going back to the apartment.
Avery is going to heal the bird. Lau, there's a child in front of you. Who is
Give me
reaching
a
towards you.
second. Give me a second. I need to roll something. Sound very strange, but could you roll to hit, please? Because
Oh, is gonna try to dodge.
Lau is jerking very much. You can roll an insight if you like as well. Because Lau is seeing you come over, and his eyes have widened, and he's just jerking away. Yeah, that don't make it. You can't. Yeah, 22. Okay.
22 to
Actually,
insight?
In 17 to insight.
Wait, can I
okay.
roll an advantage because technically Lau is grappled?
Yes, that's fine. Also, I just wanted to ask quickly, hey, Vaashi, you spoke up earlier. Are you hiding?
Nope, I'm sticking out of Coriolis's pocket.
Okay, cool. Lau rolled a 19 to perceive earlier, so his curl twitches, and he looks down at you, and I'm just going to make a quick sleight of hand. Or you can make a deck save to see if he grabs you.
I'm making a dex save because, no.
God.
Oh, no! Hold on. I accidentally threw my dice out of my hand.
I pat you. It happens sometimes.
This is so chaotic.
There's so much chaos. You dodge. You dodge.
So many people are trying to grab so many people.
I duck back into the pocket and just kind of.
There's where you are now. His little beady bird eye is on you before it flashes back to Avery. And let's see what those insights were. That was I'm gonna roll this because he actually no, he's not going to because of what's happening. Okay. You all get this. You all get this. So that was a 15, a 22, and a 25. Hey, Phoenix, do you want to roll insight as well, bud? Or
22 is 17 and a 25.
a 22 is 17. Okay.
Yep. 15 was the dex save.
Right, yes, thank you very much. 13. Okay. I'm gonna start from bottom up then. Atomic. You're busy kind of like in this chair having a good ride around, and this is kind of cool, I guess. It's a little weird, but it's cushy, it's very comfortable. And you can tell it kind of wasn't made for your height, so it's kind of digs into your back a little bit as you're riding around, but it does take you a little closer to Lau, and all of you immediately see this. Lau does not want Avery to touch him. Lau is shrinking away. He's squirming. He does not want Avery to touch him. Next in the order, Vaashi with a 17. You can see as you peek out that Lau's outline is starting to shake and wriggle a little bit. You don't know what that means, but
I'm gonna assume that means he is afraid.
I mean, you don't know. Vaashi doesn't know.
Vaashi
Also,
doesn't know, but Vaashi likes to assume things.
she does like to assume things.
Yes.
Author and Magic, you both see Lau is wriggling, trying to get away, and you both see that his pupil has now shrunken to a dot, and he only has the one eye at the minute, and his outline again is wriggling, like kind of like an audio wave where it's just like kind of deal. And as he does, there's black dust coming off of him, and at the moment he's only got 3 HP. You see as the black dust kind of shakes off of him, his line is getting thinner, and the chips in his outline are getting wider.
Okay, they will stand up out of Avery's reach and 40 feet of movement towards, or technically 90 feet because they would dash.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
well, okay.
Oh yeah, Vaashi's in the pocket.
Yep, Vaashi's in the pocket, and Vaashi's just gonna duck back down into the pocket and, like, grip
Neat.
the edge.
Because one, body autonomy, if he doesn't want a healer, then if he has another solution, that's fine. Number two, they're fast as fuck.
Fair enough.
Think,
Valid.
like, be happy I haven't leveled them up yet because I'm going to give them the mobile feat.
Ooh.
Oh.
55
Rick,
feet of
Gary,
movement.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
I stare at you, author.
He who. Um,
Sometimes you're gonna go fast.
Yep. Vashi's going to, fight against the wind and just kind of lift, their head up out of the pocket again and go, Avery, can you just get the door then? Or someone! The door.
I mean, Avery is probably the only one that knows which door is Lau's door. So, like, meanwhile, you're just Phoenix is just hanging out in the chair, and then you just see Coriolis pew by you. And I presume Avery is just tailing along.
Yeah, they're not that fat. Actually, I think they go and like start pushing the wheelchair with Phoenix in it because they probably need this. Who knows,
Well,
Phoenix?
I guess we're going this way now. What's happening?
We're going back to the apartment because apparently, Lau doesn't like me enough to heal him.
Wait, which apartment?
Which
That
apartment?
one.
Is it my
Pointing
one?
You.
No, it's that one.
Oh.
I have to make you roll survival to find the fucking apartment.
No, Avery is pointing it out.
Make me make you roll survival for this fucking thing.
You're going to make me roll survival?
I'm so goddamn tempted, but no, you don't. But okay, yeah. If you're pointing the way towards Dell's apartment, the door is closed to the apartment because Soul did bring their the big doggy friend and their little anxious little bird friend in and shut the door behind them. Question: how are you going to open the door?
Is it locked?
I don't know. You don't know. You gotta check.
They try the door handle.
Opens.
Excellent.
Yeah, not locked. Fun fact
Like-
for everyone: Lau doesn't lock any of his windows or his door. But has and never will. But yeah, you.
And he wonders why all of his roommates were replaced with Susans, or all of his flatmates.
He
Not
wonders how
flatmates,
his plants got
neighbors.
stolen.
Wonders how his plants got out.
Yeah.
Look, there are reasons for this, and as you enter the door, I presume you're all going in at the same time.
Coriolis is probably one of the first, unless someone else has 45 feet of movement.
Yeah. There.
Phoenix is just getting pushed by Avery. They have no choice in this. They
Vaashi
don't really want to
is
get out of the chair either. It's comfy.
Vaashi is along for the ride in Coriolis' pocket.
Fair enough. No, I was just waiting for you all to get together before I didn't want to do like a description whilst you were all just kind of,
Yee.
along. But yeah, I'll just say you all make it to the apartment, and the first thing you notice is that you appear in a thin corridor. There is a doorway. There are two doorways at the end of this corridor. There seems to be strange kind of like ivy wallpaper against the wall, and there are lights coming from the ceiling, but they don't look like electronic lights. And then there are two archways to the left and the right. You take a look to the left, it seems to be just a kitchen with a big table, a single window peering out into the corridor you've just been in, and also, what's the word? Yeah, just countertops and stuff. When you look to the right, and it's just plants. It's just plants. It's all plants. There is one single armchair, and a low coffee table, and a bush sofa, or is it a sofa that's a bush? Is it a sofa that's been eaten by a bush, or is it a bush grown into the shape of a sofa? You can't tell. But this place is just all plants.
They just look at Lau like, why are you like this?
Lau just does not respond. He is still shaking. If you go into that room, the wall on the left is all glass, and it lets in a lot of light. Like, it's just a glass wall. It is very pretty. But it's just a big old glass wall looking out over Toontown.
They are rushing to the whatever it is that's going to fix this horrible, horrible bird. God damn it! It's Coriolis is having that crisis of like, oh no, I'm emotionally attached to this individual.
I will say also, as you all come in, you notice the carpet is very soft, and green, and kind of squishy. But yeah, don't worry about that. Where would Coriolis put now? Because there is a weird sofa kind of thing, and then there is a armchair kind of thing.
Whichever's closest. It's like,
Okay. Well, the armchair is facing away from the doorway, and then the sofa is to the left of that armchair, facing right.
What's in the sunlight?
What's in the sunlight?
Yes.
So it's just a huge glass wall, and then it's a lot of empty space. And I say empty, I mean there's like plants just kind of dotted around. There are lots of shelves with different plants and materials and things all around the room. It just loops around, stops at the glass wall, and continues on. And there's like hanging tables with what seems to be like bags of mulch and other things around, and there's just lots of plants on the surface. Some things you probably don't recognize.
Okay. So is the couch so if Coriolis were to lay Lau on the couch, would that give Lau more sunlight than the armchair, is what I was asking, actually.
Probably not, because the couch is facing to the right, so the back of the couch is up. If that makes sense. If you lay him down, he's not going to get sunlight that way. If you put him in the armchair, the light will hit him on the left, basically.
Okay. Because this is just Vaashi guessing. Vaashi's going to wave at Coriolis and then point towards the armchair. Maybe
I guess the armchair, it's this. They're just sort of like watching Lau intently for, dude, what
direction?
They ran away from the healer towards this because they trusted that he had a thing. They're feeling very stupid, and if this fucking bird dies, they're going to feel worse.
I have a ranged healing spell, but it'll take like 10 minutes to cast.
Do?
Hello? I was letting magic finish.
If you want me to go sit behind the armchair and cast it on him, I can.
That's up to you. If everybody wants to do it, and if everyone is cool with that, go ahead. Actually, I've got to roll something quickly for Phoenix, because Phoenix, are you still in that wheelchair, mate?
Yeah. Still in the wheelchair, still confused because no one has explained anything to them because they don't understand sign.
Just literally along for the ride, you and Vaashi just big. It's a bit of a tight squeeze because as you come through, you realise this place isn't actually, it doesn't seem to be suitable for the armchair. And as you come through, you do notice by the doorway there seems to be like some kind of modified office chair. It's got like a high back and very cushy arms and a cushy seat, 3 wheels. And you maybe get the impression, maybe wheelchair access is been switched to office chair access in here. But the wheelchair's not stopping. It's trying to navigate itself through the hallway and then kind of sidles like
I think
through the archway.
Phoenix is gonna give it a little pat and say, "Thanks for taking me so far. I'll handle it from here."
One of the little vine spokes reaches out, shakes your hand, and then pats you on the head, and then just gently tips you out onto the floor, onto your feet, I should say, before it scuttles back to the doorway, and you hear a thunk as it probably just thunks down to the door.
Huh.
So the reason why I was calling out to you, dude, is because Coriolis is looking to Lao for direction. If that wasn't clear.
No, I'm very sorry. I did not get that. I am not clever. Anyhow,
Sorry.
right. So Lao is probably. I'm gonna roll one of these. I'm gonna roll with advantage because you're in a familiar space. Right. Okay. He's still shaky. But you do see his head kind of lolls towards the armchair.
No, they've set him down in the wheelchair, in the armchair.
Oh, okay.
They
So
have
that-
set him down in the
Oh,
wheelchair
they're already in the
sunlight.
armchair. Okay, I'm very sorry.
The armchair.
Okay,
the
I'm very
sunlight.
sorry. I'm misunderstanding things here. Okay, so
I also did not get that, to be fair.
Sorry. I might not have said it.
communication around. It's fine, and I love you all. Lao's gonna shakily lift up his hands, and he is Oh gosh. Lao's gonna just sign again, very shakily. I can handle it from here. Head downstairs to the manager. They will give you your money. And he stops. Then he does very hesitantly sign, "Thank you, Coriolis."
They just sort of stare at him blankly.
Is he dead?
No, he said that he'll handle it from here.
What? No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He signed it. That's
No, I was there. He didn't say anything.
Phoenix.
Okay, you two.
Some people talk with their hands.
What, like the bird thing?
No, like. Vaashi is just gonna lift his hands out of Coriolis's pocket and sign, in tune sign, because that's the one Vaashi knows best. Hello, nice to meet you. And then he's gonna say, and this means hello, nice to meet you, in tune sign.
That doesn't mean anything. You just moved your hands a lot.
Okay, you two. Can we focus on here?
Do
Phoenix, I will personally teach you as many sign languages as you like left. Like, later.
What? I didn't even know that was a thing before, but I guess okay. Are we getting paid for this?
Eventually.
Don't worry about what's happening in the chat right now. It's fine. I know maths. It's all good.
Coriolis is going to sit on their heels and go, Mr. Blind. No.
Yay! Oh my gosh! Oh, this is excellent! What timing! What timing for this? As you do that, Lau just looks away from you. He is still shaking. His outline and the eye are still shaking. Actually, Coriolis, as you look, it seems like his pupil is also kind of shaking. It's weird. It's like it's kind of splitting apart slightly before reforming and splitting apart slightly before reforming. Give me a second. I never prep his fumble chart because I never expect a fumble, and that's me. He has basically reached underneath his blanket, and he's gonna pull out something, and he fumbles. Hey. Hey, Avery, you wanted to cast a spell, didn't you?
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes. I think after like everyone stopped sort of paying attention to them, they're just like, well, I can do it anyway, and just kind of like sat down behind the chair, and started casting prayer of healing.
Oh, I think Lau might have that one. Let me check. Have that, mate? Why didn't you use this earlier? You had this, you fool.
Up to 6 creatures of your choice. Amazing.
Yeah. You are not clever. It has to be within 30 feet. Dang.
Yeah. Basically, Avery is sitting behind the armchair doing this. Like
That's probably wise, Avery.
Mm-hmm.
they're out of sight.
Okay.
I'm gonna say they pulled out their holy symbol, which I totally have, and did not forget to give them like a flavored holy symbol.
Mate, I believe you.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, I believe you, bruv. Also, I completely forgot I had Lau's dice this whole time. I have not rolled a physical dice. I rolled it once.
Well,
Okay. That's
has
a
it been
6 for the fumble.
has it been around 10 minutes for like a cast time?
I probably would say so.
Okay.
6. Oh, cool. Okay. You see Lau reach underneath his blanket and not fumble, he rumbles around and he pulls out a sickle. And there does seem to be like weird engravings in the handle and along the scythe before he shakes his head and shoves it under his blanket again.
By the way,
Mhm.
they did choose everyone to get affected by this spell.
Nice.
Thank you.
So, yeah. I don't have any like very cool effects for this. But probably there's just like a slight like sort of pink haze that fills your vision for like a second before it leaves.
yeah, no effect on undead though.
Oh.
Oh dang, really? Okay.
Yeah, so prayer of
A lot of healing
healing.
spells are like that, unfortunately.
I mean, cure wounds does
Which is kind of
actually affect
bullshit.
undead. Cure wounds does. It's just some don't.
Okay.
Cure wounds
cast
doesn't
that.
affect undead.
Yeah. Sorry, Coriolis, you're still kind of pecked up a little bit. Everyone else, you get 11 HP back. Very nice. And Lau does get HP back. And it's funny though, because some of the lines fill in a little bit. Like the gaps start to close more, but his outline is still very thin. And you actually kind of see now some of the gaps just won't close because there's black kind of puffy bits just fluffing out of that. Like it's like bits of black powder filling the air around him as he reaches underneath his blanket again and he pulls out a quarterstaff, which is also etched in strange ruins. Anyone that's looking can roll perception or a history if you want before he puts it away.
Roll perception?
Perception or a history?
I'll roll
Oh wait, they are
perception.
awakened and Ed. There is a lore reason why it doesn't some things they don't have the dark vision.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then it should work on Coriolis, but half as well.
Okay, so
So-
you only get 5 HP.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. They'll take it.
Done nothing. Ooh, okay.
19 for history.
So we've got 13, a 19. Avery, you're behind the sofa at the armchair at the moment, so I guess you can't see. And
Yeah.
perception. Was that 19 a perception or a history?
Perception.
Perception, cool. Okay, I'll go with the lower rolls first then. So perception, Vaashi, you perceive that these are ruins on this staff.
Runes?
Yeah, they're ruins. You can't tell what they do or what they are, but there are ruins, that's for sure. Atomic. What languages do you speak? What languages does
Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, I
Phoenix
speak
speak?
English, but Phoenix,
I jig you. I poke you in the belly. I know Phoenix speaks Draconic, I believe.
yeah, they speak Draconic, Common, and Infernal.
You don't recognize the ruins on this, but you can tell these look kind of old. They do look like kind of old archaic ruins, kind of like the difference between New English language and Old English language, if that makes sense. Like different kinds of, what's the word? Terminology, if that's the correct word to use here. And author, for that perception, yeah, those are ruins. They're not magical, is what you get. You've probably seen magical ruins at some point, I presume? Effect?
They would have, yes.
Yes. These ruins aren't magical. You perceive them, and you perceive how they are kind of linked and wound together, and that's not the mark of a magical weapon of any sort. This is just seems to be it seems to be like kind of a maker's mark if you had to guess, but unless you like examined it further, you probably wouldn't be able to tell what exactly it is. But hey, do you know Dwarvish? You do know Dwarvish.
They
don't you?
do.
Yeah, you recognise Dwarvish script, definitely. There's Dwarvish script on there. Before it gets tucked away, and okay, that's that. Now, Lao's just gonna. He's not gonna make any noise, but you can see him kind of shakily inflate and deflate. He's gonna roll again. 3. I've rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3 for his fumbles.
Oh my god.
So the my own bad luck with fumbling has been imparted to Lao.
Hmm? Oh, I was looking at the wrong things for. Oh well. I was looking at the wrong things to show you, but oh well. Oh fucking well. I will tell you afterwards what I should have brought out to show you all, because I actually accidentally showed you the wrong things.
Oh well.
Huh.
But I will tell
If
you
they're
afterwards.
in Lao's hammer space, it's valid.
Well, that's the thing. Okay. So that's 1, 6. I'm gonna just take notes of what I rolled previously. And this one is an 18. So, what's 18 on your fumble, my dear? Okay. Now reaches into his hammer space and he pulls out a potato. It seems to be shining faintly with a holy aura, and you hear a oh before he rolls his eyes and he's just throws the potato across the room and it just rolls away with a oh. Who knows if that's going to be seen again. Before he reaches underneath his blanket once again, and this is the last time, he doesn't have to roll anymore for fumbles, and he pulls out a little matchbox, it looks like, and with shaky hands he pulls it out, picks out a black stick, and then with his other hand, he shuts the box gently, sticks it back underneath his hammer space, and then looks back to Coriolis and signs, I just need to fill in my outline. And I'm going to roll this with disadvantage because he is shaking like mad. That's a
I'm
one!
sorry,
one.
you came out for you cut out for a sec.
Oh, okay. What did you hear, my dude?
I heard that he signed something and then nothing for a bit, and then I was talking. Sorry.
That's alright. So he signed, I can take it from here, I just need to fill in my outline. And then I just rolled a sleight of hand to see how he does, with disadvantage, and it's a 1, because he's shaking. He drops the stick.
They'll pick it up and very gently start where he was going to start.
He tenses up, and I'm just gonna
It's.
do this again. Cool! Thanks! Thanks, Dice Passer.
Oh
Drinks
man.
away from you again, and you
Oh.
Arthur's gone. Arthur, you're back. Hello.
Sorry. Sorry, he jerked away from Coriolis.
Walked away from Coriolis, and you do see him reach down to his right side and pause quickly, but leaning away from you, and he's eyeing the stick, and he's not looking at you.
Oh boy, hang on.
Can I can I cast
Okay.
another unseen servant?
If you'd like.
Because I get to do those 3 a day, and I've only cast it once.
Go for it. While this is happening, by the way, Phoenix and Avery. Avery, you know this room. And you have done casting your healing. Phoenix, you're just vibing, man. You're just vibing. Coriolis and Vaashi seem to be trying to do whatever they're doing as well. What are you two doing?
Phoenix still hasn't been explained what's going on. They now know that moving hands is sign language, but they don't know that there's like a medical emergency. And they didn't really think they were going to be allowed, like, taken into their temporary boss's home. So they're just going to sort of sit on the moss couch and sort of watch this happen. Because what else are you supposed to do in this situation?
Avery is
Actually, go ahead, Magic.
Avery is going to like tap Phoenix's shoulder and kind of like motion to out the door and just do you want to go find Soul with me? The dog plant we saw earlier, horse thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a horse. I thought you were
It was a
keeping an
dog.
eye on it.
I mean, they ran into the room earlier before the Susan people showed up. I don't know. Do you want to help me go find them? Because I probably shouldn't be in the room right now.
Well, I'm just gonna be honest, I kind of don't want to. I've dealt with enough sentient plants. You seem to know them. I don't mean to be rude, but like, I think I've still got a concussion.
Oh.
Do you?
Well, it feels a
Avery.
lot better now, but I don't want to, do things.
Hold on. How much HP are you down? Should I roll a medicine for that?
They're literally just down to because of all the healing that they've gotten.
Avery kind of squints at you, like there's a hand on your face that kind of like pulls up one of your eyelids to like look at it further, and there's just a you're fine.
Hey, which eye?
The one that can see.
Okay, cool. Because yeah, they're blind in one eye. I was about to say.
Oh boy. But uh is it obvious they have no idea what's happening?
That's fair.
It is exceedingly obvious they have no idea what's happening. They've got the sort of way about them, the way a child is when they're like at the dentist's office before they're allowed in. They're just sort of existing in this space, and they don't know like what the proper protocol is, so they're just sort of hovering around, like fiddling with random stuff on desks, looking at nothing
Gosh.
in particular.
Oh, you're touching things on the
Uh,
desks? You're touching things on the desk. I will say, you're probably like fiddling with some of the plants, and you look at a plant that you're fiddling with, and you look away and you look back, and suddenly there's like a leaf just on your hand, stroking your hand very softly. I will say it feels very soft. It's very nice. Just having your hand very gently stroked by a leaf.
Uh,
buddy. Okay. Currently something's happening with Lau. Lau doesn't like seeing me, so I should probably leave the room. Was down to a lot of hit points. Now not to down as much hit points. But injured, apparently can't talk. Which I could like half solve, but anyway.
what's a hit point?
I'll say it at that.
Your
I
life
will say,
force.
I will say at that. You hear a furious banging on the door, and you hear a voice saying, "Is everyone all right up here? Is everything sorted? Hello, Mr.
Hold
Blind,
on.
are you in
I'll
here?"
get the door. Avery will go get
It's
the
the
door.
manager from earlier,
Let's-
and they're just. If you open the door, it's the manager from earlier, and they look down, and they're like, "Oh, hello. Oh, you're one of the adventurers, aren't you? Oh, fantastic. Has this all been sorted then? Have all the things been arranged and set up and sorted?" They look kind of frantic and panicky. There is sweat dripping down their brow and a slightly shaky, vibrant look in their eye as they look around.
What's the
Hi.
15 that author rolled?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what is that 15, my dude?
That was a wisdom saving throw when Lao flinched away from them. They're chill.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's fine.
I nod and I know what that is. Anyway.
Mm.
Kind of half solved. Mr. Blind's in a little bit of a situation right now. Not like a terrible situation, but like Avery does like a jazz hand. Like this explains anything. But should be able to safely traverse the residential floors. Don't go up to the ceiling roof area, greenhouse place. And be careful of the courtyard for now. We put a plant in there. We're going to move it later. But now it's currently in your pond.
Don't hide this. You see this adult just roll their eyes. When isn't Lau in some sort of situation? Of course he is. And he hasn't done the top floor either. Fantastic. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, it's been taken care of, but it's been taken care of as in we shouldn't touch it. You know.
That's not taken care of because this is my building, and as much as it seems like he doesn't want to take full responsibility for this, and this person is just going to kind of march past you and turn into the kitchen.
So, I cast Unseen Servant, and Vashi's just gonna lightly tap on Coriolis, where they can reach Coriolis, and go, maybe let me.
Yeah, they hand the thing to the unseen servant.
And a slightly less invisible hand takes it, and Vaashi is going to try by guiding the unseen hand to draw in Lau's outline. What do
Okay.
I roll for that?
Roll me a sleight of hand with advantage because Lau is trying his best to hold still for this.
Mm-hmm.
While that is going on, the adults, the manager is just the owner, superintendent of the building, is just kind of stormed into the kitchen, sat down, pulled out a table with a, and then just sat down on the chair, put their elbow on the table, just rubbing their temple, just like, well, I mean, I suppose you have all done your job as best as you can. But still, there is some creature on the top floor, apparently, that there are people that need to live up there. There are people that are, there are people's houses and flats and things that are up there. I can't just have this creature sit there and be in the way. They need to be able to get up there safely and not be injured by one of his, and emphatically points, one of his little plant mistakes. And they just look on the verge of just having a time. And while that's going on, hey, Vaashi, with the 14, it's a serviceable outline. But if you reach to do Lau's eye, he will twitch back, and then he will very slowly hold out a hand. It's shaking a lot less now. There's barely any vibrations.
I am going to say that Vaashi would have left the eye for last. So Lau should be able to talk now.
Okay, nice. And Lau just clears his throat and just. Well, I suppose there's a reason that you're called friend then. And he reaches out.
I cannot believe that you think friend is my name. Vaashi says as he directs the unseen servant to place the black charcoal stick in Lau's hand.
Lau takes it. By the way, where is Vaashi right now?
Vaashi is still sitting in Coriolis's pocket because
Okay.
Vaashi didn't get out to draw themselves. Vaashi used the unseen servant to do that.
That's valid. Lau will take the charcoal piece, close his eye, and then draw a curved line similar to how his eye would close normally. It's just like a line exactly matching how his eye would close. And then you see the line kind of wriggle in sync with the other one until they're synced up, and then blink, blink, both eyes open. And they match now. And he basically has used all of that charcoal, so I need to note that down. He's used that charcoal stick, and he looks over to where Vaashi is because he remembers where Vaashi was hiding before, and gives a little smirk. Well, I suppose I shouldn't be calling you little friend then. I think little shit's far more appropriate. And
Language.
he just stops and rolls his eyes and slumps back in his chair. I think we've been through a bit of a shit day. I think swearing is the least of our problems. And the superintendent looks over through the archway into the living room and says, "You're damn right it's the least of your problems. Your stupid little plant creatures have destroyed the fourth floor, and I'm working on getting the stupid little plant creature that could tear you limb from limb off of the fourth floor. That stupid little plant creature shouldn't have been allowed up there. Look, I know this is your space, so I can't do much, but you can't just let your creatures run amok. At least contain them to your floor." And you, Coriolis and Vaashi, you will see Lau blinks a couple times and his curls twitch. And he doesn't have eyebrows, but his eyes do narrow and his head cocks in what you presume is confusion. Avery and Phoenix. Please. What are you doing? Because this person has just barged past you, Avery. Phoenix, are you still captivated by this very soft little plant just rubbing your hand very gently?
More just sort of bewildered by it. and not moving their hand away. They've been listening into all of this, but they don't know, like... They're not sure
God.
when to bring up the fact that they're probably a resident now. Now doesn't seem like too good of a time.
Fair. Okay. Avery, this rude adult's just barged past you into the kitchen and is now. They seem to be slagging off Lau quite a bit. But they did mention something a little funny. They did mention that this was your floor.
This is me magic. Hi. With the weird sentence of your floor.
Mhm.
Is that in reference to the Susans we found? Like for that being weird?
It's not. I will say it's not. It's not directly related to the Susans, but let's just say there's a reason that they have said it's Lau's floor. And Coriolis and Vaashi, you have seen that when Lau hears your floor, his eyes just narrow and he calls back. I don't know what you mean by my floor, but yes, I live here, but I did have other people here, you know, there were strange women in all of these rooms, and reply, so you've been keeping weird women in your spare rooms, is that what you've been doing? What the hell is wrong with you? What the hell do you mean weird women
I
in
have a
my
question.
room?
Ma'am.
Avery is raising her hand.
Yeah, there's a small child here. Yeah, question. What do you mean that this entire floor is his?
You see a very, blank expression come across their face and blink, blink. Well, when I say that it's his floor, I mean it's his, and just jerks a hand at Lau's direction, his floor. This
Lau,
floor
you never
is
told me you owned an
his.
entire floor.
Lau throws his eyes even further together. He is very confused. I don't own this. Do you think I own this whole floor? And this person scoffs and rolls their eyes like, of course you do. You're the one that bought it. Don't you remember? What, do you want me to bring out the contract? Actually, yes, I would like you to bring out the contract.
Actually, what?
And this tune, the superintendent reaches into their pocket of their jacket suit, and they pull out a piece of paper, and they stretch up from the table, strut their way to the armchair that Lau is just sitting in. They thrust a piece of paper into his face and say, why don't you go ahead and review the contract that you signed to buy this floor from me? And Lau, very confused, takes the piece of paper in one hand, pulls it out slowly, just looks at it, and
Coriolis will look over his shoulder.
roll an investigation.
Alright, let's see
You
here.
won't roll an investigation if you want.
I'm so excited to have an investigation that's not a -2.
Can I help?
If you want.
Give the help action, so Coriolis rolled. Oh.
And there they go. I will say you're probably still in Coriolis' pocket, aren't you?
Mhm.
And I don't know if you're going to try and hide from this person, because quite frankly,
Yeah, they
didn't
are
see
kind
you
of
before.
intimidating, but I want to peek out and try to look at this contract myself.
Fair enough.
That's a 6 from Coriolis. They don't have advantage, do they?
That depends on if not Lau. That depends if Heart is giving you advantage.
I give you advantage. You have better investigation than I do.
Alright.
Also, Atomic, would you... Well, it's slightly better. Atomic, did you want to come over and have a look? Or are you just gonna still have a wander about and look at the plants, buddy?
I think, yeah, they're gonna pry their hand away from the really nice desk plant and sort of crowd around.
I will just say, as you leave the plant, basically two of the leaves have like passed over the front and top of your hand, and they're just very gently giving your hand a massage, and it was very, very nice and soft. And as you pull your hand away, it's almost like it's trying to cling to your hand as you go, and as you leave, it just slowly the petals drift downwards and open, and then the plant sags a little, like a before it straightens back up and almost seems to forlornly look at the corner of the room. But anyway,
Uh-oh.
yeah, you make your way over. You can roll an investigation if you want.
Sorry, sorry,
Yeah?
that was just...
I'm sorry.
I don't, but...
I give my plants feelings.
Okay. Anyway,
We
so
don't
yeah,
have time to unpack all that.
yeah, they're gonna they're gonna fucking investigate too.
Nice. I will say with that 10, yeah, it's a contract. Yeah. Hey, Atomic, do you remember that thing we talked about before the game about you getting one of
Yeah.
You want to use it now or
You have an inspiration point. Do you want to
Yeah.
use it?
I'm thinking maybe, yeah.
I completely forgot you had this. I'm so sorry, but then I just saw your one. I was like, wait, hang on a second.
Wait,
oh,
no.
Roll again. You just have a nat 20.
Yeah,
One
you
becomes
get a
20.
nat 20.
Oh, I thought inspiration
yeah.
was only advantage.
Nah, not in my world. It isn't.
Not a DM inspiration in Toonkind D&D.
Yeah, baby.
Well, Phoenix is now something of an expert on contracts, considering
No,
they got
you
their
have
first
your own
one
contract.
10 minutes
You
ago.
know your shit. You fucking have one. Coriolis, I don't know how many contracts you've dealt with and signed, but whatever the hell the reason is, you just can't seem to pass this contract.
This is very
Honestly,
confusing.
I think that they start to, and they're like, "Wait, no, this is the part of my job I like least."
Gosh, I pat you, Coriolis, so much. And Vaashi, you're trying to help, but I don't know if you've seen many contracts either, mate.
So, Vaashi has not, because Vaashi is from the forest.
Look, in the forest, you don't need contracts. Your contract is with the wild woodlands surrounding you. That's your contract. But yeah, Lau and Avery. You're looking at this contract, both of you. I just feel like it's like everyone is surrounding the armchair. There's Coriolis over the top with Vaashi hiding but also sneakily trying to peek over and help read it. Phoenix is on one side and Avery's on the other on the armchair looking over as Lau's reading this. And you just, Lau and Avery, you're both kind of squinting at this page, and yeah, no, that is definitely a contract between one Lau is blind and the superintendent to purchase the whole third floor of this building, literally like from the point of this stairway and up. Like the beginning of the stairway going down and upwards, this floor is Lau is blind. Literally, if you enter this floor, you're subject under Lau's particular requirements and any rules that he may lay out. And it is kind of strange. There are a few rules in here, like children must be accompanied by a adult or authoritative figure or something or other. There's just some very odd clauses in there that seem catered to Lau's specific needs, like has the right to demolish walls and such and expand their residence of choice if they so choose. Because the whole floor is theirs. All the rooms are theirs. They can do what they want with this place, essentially. Lau has bought this house. Lau has bought this floor. this whole third floor is Lao's. But man, I'm just gonna wait for Atomic to get back to read this bit because for the Nat 20, Atomic gets a very special little thing.
Yes.
I will say though, Lau and also Avery think there's something slightly off about this contract, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Okay.
How about we take a little break? Just
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
a
we
wee
take a
little
break
one.
whilst we're all having a think. Yeah.
No,
we'll do
it's
that.
okay. We've got time.
Yeah, we got some time. It's not very much longer. We're literally in the last 40 minutes. It's not gonna. Hopefully, it doesn't go over 40 minutes. It better not be. Yeah, let's take a little break.
I mean, if it does, Vashi's just gonna be like, yeah, I'll be back, and Vaashi will, like, disappear and go look for Hazel. In the walls.
She just pieces out.
Just pieces out. Although, Vaashi would have said, yeah, I'll be back.
Be back. Hello. Also, I didn't realize what the time. I thought we had like a less than an hour of this. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to cut a segment out of this. And then I realized, oh shit, we have an extra hour. I could have done that. But also, considering how this all went, I'm glad I kind of snipped that.
Yeah.
This has been good. I hope you're all having fun.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really sorry I'm back.
No, it's chill.
Are we
Yeah.
on break now, or...?
Nope. We're back because you're back.
Okay.
We are back because you're back. But yes, I was just waiting
Drink
for
some
you to
water,
come
though.
back for your Nat 20. Oh, sorry, what are you saying, Hart?
Hmm?
What are you saying, Hart?
No,
think so.
Magic said something.
Oh, okay.
I think they said they were gonna get some water.
Okay.
Yeah,
You'll
she
get
said she
some
would
was-
get some water.
No, I was reminding everyone to drink water.
Oh, yeah, drink
I
water.
realized I haven't drank water in like an hour. Anyway.
Magic. I poke you. What's you been?
Hydrate
Anyway.
or hydrate.
Exactly. If everyone is back, I will continue on. So with a Nat 20, Phoenix, you have a contract. You know contracts. You look over this thing, and I'll admit that all the legal jargon doesn't quite pass, but you do look down at the bottom of the page, and you squint at it because Lau's signature is there next to the superintendent's, but something odd about it, that signature is in ink. Then you look at Lau, and you look at his hands, and Lau's hands are made of charcoal. Maybe he did use an ink pen, but I don't know. Something about that handwriting is very, very off. I don't know. You don't know if this is even Lau's handwriting. The slope and the curve of that actual writing indicates it was written with the left hand, but you probably didn't notice earlier because you were touching the plant. But Lau is right-handed.
Huh.
So that is
Bum, bum, bum.
basically this is with the DM trying to say, it's probably not Lau who signed this.
Yeah. I'm trying to think how Phoenix would relay this to everyone else.
What Phoenix say? Because Lau is squinting down at this, and he's looking back at the superintendent and saying, I have no memory whatsoever of ever signing this. Well, you definitely did, because you came to me and said you wanted to buy up the third floor, and I laughed, and then you told me, oh right, name a price. I named my price, and you agreed. So, I slap the piece of paper and say, this is your floor now. Congratulations, Mr. Blind. However,
Now.
just because this floor is yours doesn't mean...
Now. So this was recent. She's gonna say the duck deep into the pocket.
Wait.
Gosh.
So if you don't remember signing it, but then you remember him signing it, when he signed it, what hand did he use?
The superintendent just. What do you mean? What hand did he use? He used his. Well, and the superintendent stops and thinks and said, "Well, I mean, it was about a year and a half ago. I don't quite remember. No, 2 years ago. It was almost within." Just before his rent was due, actually, like within the month he had moved in here, he came down and said, instead of paying rent, how about I just buy the whole floor? And now just gets more and more confused, like, what do you mean rent? What do you mean buying the whole... What do you mean rent? What do you mean by rent? I have never paid rent here. You've never charged me rent. Yes, because you bought the whole bloody floor, Mr. Blind. I did not buy the bloody floor.
Wait, so is not paying rent unusual?
It's in... Lau leans back and he's kind of cocks his head. It's like paying to stay at a tavern overnight. You need to pay a certain amount. Instead of every day, it's every month. Usually. Sometimes it's every 4 months. It varies depending on where you stay. But I've never paid rent here because, well, I just... Lau seems to be struggling because he has never thought about the fact that he's had to pay money for a place before. You kind of get the impression he hasn't had to pay money to stay in a place before. Also, hey, that was a stealth roll.
Yeah. Vaashi was trying to duck back in the pocket and hide again. I'm assuming that was very loud.
It was very loud, and the superintendent just kind of jerks up and looks around, and they say, have you got one of those things loose in here again? You know what? And they just reach into their pocket, pull out 3 small envelopes, and hand them out to each of the people. Coriolis gets one, and Avery gets one, and Felix gets one. This is your payment for dealing with this. Thank you very much for your assistance. And glares at Lau. But now I believe it's time for me to actually address the actual authorities and get this sorted. So thank you for your help, Mr. Blind. Thank you for your assistance and... What's the word? This is me forgetting the word. That's it. Thank you for your cooperation, they say with gritted teeth, but I'm actually going to sort this out the proper way now. And they turn on their heel, walk out, slam the door. And we all have envelopes except for Vaashi now. And Lau's just still staring at his contract, blinking.
Vaashi's just gonna pop back out of the pocket and say, "What did that intendant mean by
Mr. Blind?
do you have one of those things loose around here again?"
Lau, absent-mindedly just looks at the paper and then mutters, I think they were referring to more plants, and he makes a vague gesture around the room. And y'all can roll perception if you like. Atomic, you don't have to. Phoenix probably knows already. There are some plants that move in here. Coriolis, you look around, and there are a lot of plants, and considering what you dealt with earlier, maybe some of them are capable of moving, maybe one of them twitched in the breeze, or just moved something. Avery, you get to roll with advantage, you've been in here before. Vaashi, with an 18, yeah, there were twitching plants in here. Some of the plants you see, maybe they were facing one way before, now they're facing another way, and you probably look over to the side and you see a plant just sort of woohoo, wave one of their little petals at you, then cover their flower head and then peek out at you, then cover their flower head and peek out at you.
Vaashi's gonna wave and then start playing peekaboo with the plant.
Oh my The plant, you hear a as the plant just peekaboo back at you.
God.
Avery, with 17, you also think, yeah, I've been in this place before. Yeah, shit in here gets a little wild. Yeah, there's a lot of plants, and you've had some of these plants. You know that some of these things get fucking weird. So maybe it's like a weird thing that's scuttled under the sofa or something. You don't know, but yeah, that's probably it. Um, Yeah, I'm just gonna roll another one of these because you keep rolling like, you know what? I'm gonna roll with my physical dice because let's give that a go. I have this. Yes, that's better. That's what I wanted, baby. No, that's a 17, not a 7 plus 2. So it's a 19. That is a
Yeah.
19. Oh, okay, I typed things wrong. It's a 19. I can't
19.
type. You all kind of see the slow dawning realization on Lao's face, and he looks slowly back up, and you see him very carefully fold the contract in half, and fold it a half again into quarters, absent-mindedly just lift up his blanket and put it under and drop it down. He links his fingers back together, and you can hear him mutter under his breath, I swear to fuck Laura, if this is you, I am going to. And you just see him start to shake a little and squeeze his eyes. You just see him lift both of his hands that were clenched in together, raise to his face, and just rubs his forehead with a, all right, okay, I'm going to address this later. And he's gonna open them and then look back at all four of you and say, well, you've got your payment, I suppose.
Well, since I don't have payment and I did help you, maybe you could help me.
Lao kind of perks up a little and says, oh, right, yes, you haven't. Ah, right, just give me a moment. And he is. Can you make a roll Hammond's face again?
I
Oh my
don't-
god! Now, please!
Vaashi immediately lifts his hands. I don't want your gold. All I want is to ask if there are any tinies around here.
Lao blinks at that.
You know,
He does-
people my size.
I'm gonna roll a history.
I thought that was supposed to be like a secret or something.
Usually it is, but you know, I'm kind of stressed and I don't want to try to search all 4 floors in the walls for my friend.
So, Lao kind of eyes narrow, cocks his head, and he looks down at you, Vaashi, and says, well, I can't imagine you're the only person of your size that does exist. However, I can't claim that I've seen anyone that is a person that is your size around here. My apologies, I don't know. The smallest thing I've seen that's your size is probably about a ladybug. And as he pulls his hands out, he pulls out like a broken alarm clock. You just hear. And he's like, ah, fuck's sake! And he shoves it under the blanket again.
I guess I should probably try somewhere else. It might have been Hazel probably moved on.
Lau kind of absent-mindedly nods and says, yes, well, little shit, it seems that your friend is probably elsewhere, but if you do find them, I mean, you did meet Soul earlier, didn't you? And he reaches underneath his blanket again, and...
Yes.
Well, Soul has a knack for finding people, or at least, well, getting into places they shouldn't do, so if you do need the assistance, I'm sure they'd be happy to come along with you for a little adventure. Oh boy, it's this one. And he reaches underneath his blanket again, and he pulls it out, and you hear a fucking shit! And he pulls his finger out, and attached to one of his fingers is a crab, and it's just angrily snipping at Lau, and he's just gonna say, for fuck's sake, you're still in there! God fucking, I'm gonna put you in a damn pot! And he shoves that back under the blanket, and it just makes an angry as it goes.
That ain't right.
Damn right it's not right, I don't know why the bloody thing won't leave! I haven't tried.
Well, you just put it back in there.
Well, if I toss it away, it's going to be in the fucking house, and then I really won't be able to get it out.
Excuse, would he take it out again?
No. It's in his hammer space now. By the way, for people that want to know, in the very first FPS / game I did with Lau, he stole a crab from Kronkle's temple. The crab's name is Crucible. Crucible the crab, and they're very pissed at Lau because they stole them from their guard post.
That's sometimes things just get kind of trapped in your hammer space, and that's kind of how it works. Vaashi says.
Coriolis, who is heading directly back to the ocean after they're done here, is like, okay, doesn't want my help.
You haven't lost him. Hey, by the way, Atomic Magic, while this whole hullabaloo is going along, how are you guys doing?
Phoenix and Avery point.
I do a motion for Atomic if you want to go first.
But I do the same back at you.
Oh God.
Okay, in the background, Phoenix and Avery are just doing gestures at each other. I don't know what
No.
those are, but they are
No,
rods.
No,
It's a very good game.
Avery has been kind of like sitting and like staring off into the distance. Remarkably, having a mental conversation. Unfortunately, Avery is terrible at mental conversations. So there's like slight mutters under the breath of like, no, that doesn't make. I don't think that's it either. What does this have to do with any? No, we're not stealing. There's
Now,
that.
one hearing that is saying, I didn't let you in here for a fucking reason, so the deal is already broken, so Sol is no longer allowed to visit you anymore. You realise this, don't you?
Oh God damn
No,
it!
sit in all my fucking plants, I swear to fuck! As he digs underneath his blanket, finally pulls out a little bag of gold, and he looks at Vaashi and he looks at the bag of gold, and Vaashi, the bag is about something you could fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Now looks down at you, and then he's like, I'm not going to pay you because the others have been paid and you deserve at least something. And he just kind of thinks for a bit. Then he snaps his fingers and is like, actually, wait here. And he starts to get up and then realizes, shit, hang on. I don't looks around. He's not got his wheelchair.
What's Phoenix doing?
Phoenix, buddy.
Probably that. Going to go grab the office chair thing.
Thank you, Phoenix. You're incredibly helpful. Lau will look at where you're going, and if you grab the office chair and reel it in, he will just look at you and say, thank you, that is very helpful. And he mutters under his breath, at least someone's been somewhat helpful today. I think you've been the most helpful person all day. And he just sort of gets out of his chair, and I'm not going to make him roll for this. He's just going to flop into his office chair, wheel around the room, and pick up a bunch of plants. And this is where I'm going to ask from top to bottom. Okay, so Coriolis, roll me a d7, please.
Alright. 3.
A 3. Okay, give me a moment. I'm just loading up. My sheet keeps closing itself and opening itself and closing itself. I'm very sorry. Give me a moment. I'm just trying to get my Google documents to load. Hey Google, can I have my document, please? Google, stop freezing. I want my document. I will rebel. I will lead a rebellion against the corporate values.
Kermit?
I am Kermit the Destroyer. You cannot contain me. I am uncontainable, and my beautiful piggy wife will destroy you. Right.
Having a normal
Okay.
one, huh?
Do you actually are a soundboard? Oh my god.
These are fun sometimes. Okay, cool. I'm gonna copy paste this then. Coriolis, Lau reaches. He's got like a bunch of pots in his hand, and he hands you over this one. It's a flower with a bright green stem and leaves. It has an ovular shaped head with two rings of light and dark blue surrounding a white center, and with two little seedy pip eyes that occasionally blink. This flower can cast 3 charges of the spell Sleet Storm before it wilts. And he hands that over and says, now, maintenance on these, you really don't need to maintain them so long as you keep them in your hammer space. They're very easy plants to look after. I wouldn't give out plants that were difficult. Actually, what?
Magic.
The only
Calm
tune
down.
here is Vaashi.
Huh?
You said keep in hammer space, right?
Huh?
You said keep in hammer space, right?
Yeah?
I hold up a real kind half giant.
Lau hands it over and he voices and he's like, and you know what? I'm gonna roll an intelligence. No! I don't understand the problem.
I think
I don't understand the
Coriolis is
problem
just going to be
because
like,
just
Mr. Blind, Mr. Blind.
Hmm?
I am afraid I do not have a hammer space.
Oh, blink, 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 blink. Looks slightly away out the glass window behind you at the slight bit of sun coming through. Gets a little bit of a yard stare. Just a brief moment where he looks back and says, I. Right, okay. Well, either way, you can keep it on your ship, and don't worry, it survives on salt water just fine. And he just plops it in your hands and moves on to Phoenix. He is not addressing that. Also, I'm going to roll a deception. It's pretty obvious he's trying very hard to brush that aside and move on. No, he
Vaashi is just chuckling into his hand.
Gosh, hey, Phoenix, buddy. Lau's
Yeah.
gonna roll up to him, and he's gonna nod at you and say, "You've actually been quite helpful today. So, and could you roll me a d6?" As he reaches into his lap.
Okay.
Oh, 5. Let's see. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. So you get this. Let me just paste it in here. A seed put in your hand, and Lau kind of puts the seed in your hand and closes your hand very carefully over it and looks at you and says, now this particular seed is very dangerous when you use it. So if you're going to use it, do it in a wide open space. Please, for the love of Peck, don't throw this in an urban area. It will bring down buildings. Basically,
In an urban area.
I've given you an erupting sprout, which is an innocuous little seed that, when planted, erupts into a riot of thick spiked vines and upturned rocks from the point it is planted. This casts Erupting Earth once with a DC save of 14.
You
And
keep
I will
these
get you the stat
in
box
your
on this.
apartment?
I keep a lot of things in here, don't worry, this place is fine. And he just waves his hand. I've dealt with all sorts of strange things in here, it's fine. I've never destroyed anything. Well, no,
Independently,
I've
you're
never
the
destroyed
landlord.
anything permanently. And just gonna pat your hand and say, So use this one wisely. It is, well, it's secret. Actually, you know what? Just because, for balancing reasons, he will give you 3 of these seeds. So you have 3 uses of this because you get 3
Okay.
seeds.
And they visibly flinch when Lao pats their hand holding the seeds, like, oh god, don't
Uh,
Oh!
don't activate them.
looks
Phoenix
down at
is
your
like,
hand and looks back at you and says, "Oh, it's going to take more than a pat to make them go boom. You need to give them a good whack." And he's still holding your hand, and he pulls your hand forward towards him, and he's puts a bit of force behind it as he is kind of faking out to throw your hand backwards.
Yeah, Phoenix like does a little yelp. He goes, ah.
Now's just gonna snicker like,
Be
no,
nice.
just don't be a twat with them. You'll be fine. And he turns away from you. And Avery, Lau is coming towards you, and no, I'm doing that again. Yep, fine, it's fine. He stops for a brief moment, and his outline does shake a little, and he takes a deep breath. One of his curls inward towards his head. He breathes out, the curl releases. His eyes, and roll me a d5, please. Oh, okay. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. You get an interesting one, Avery. Lau looks at you, then he looks at the selection of plants he has in his lap, and he just, I'm going to give you this one because you seem to know your plants to a degree, and I would rather that if any of these somewhat useful slash dangerous plants be in anyone's hands, you don't use these willy-nilly. And he's going to hand over, if my thing will let me place it. So this is a flower with 2 stems loosely intertwined into one bud. It's a thick short vine nubs kind of draped over the side of the pot. This will allow you to cast life transference with up to 3 targets. So it has 3 charges, basically like all the others. But you can choose whether it selects 1 target, which uses 1 charge, 2 targets, which uses 2 charges, etc. So the vines will spring to life and latch onto the caster and the recipient, and growing thorns will dig into both of the targets. The bud in the middle will bloom into swirling colours of black and light purple as the vines pulse with flowing life energy.
Okay.
So yeah, you've got a life transferal plant, and it kind of does a little wiggle at you. The bud kind of leans down and just does a little wiggle at you as you hold it, and now says, "I usually wouldn't give this one to you, quite frankly, but if you look after it, it will look after you. And you do seem to care for plants a great deal, so I'm sure when the time comes it will do well by you."
Thanks, Mr. Blind. Oh, by the way, and wow, there is no save for this. Avery's voice for their next line speaks out loud, but you also hear an echo of it in your brain with another voice that sounds halfway familiar.
Fun!
It's got a different accent like the one when you met Pan. But the voice kind of sounds like it sounds older, a lot older. And you hear, "We're going to be having a chat sometime."
Cool. Let me just roll this. That's that one. Now, she's back, eyes wide. His outline very briefly wiggles before it settles, and he just narrows his eyes and clenches one arm on the side of the chair and nods sharply Yes, I suppose we will at some point, won't we? He says through gritted beak, or briefly, swiftly turning away and heading back towards Coriolis. And Heart, for you, I do have a specific one I made for you. However, if you
Ooh.
don't like this, I will allow you to roll a d4 if you want something else.
Okay, but I'm
Because
curious. What is it?
Lau has Lau looks down at Vaashi and tilts his head and says, "Now it seems that you're in search of someone, and exploring the world in such a small form can be incredibly difficult. And I hope that this shall be of some assistance." And he doesn't hand you a pot; he just plucks something out of his lap and hands it over to you.
Mm-hmm.
And receive a dandelion puff. This dandelion puff has 10 charges of the spell Fly. So basically, how you do this, you roll a d10 and it casts the spell Fly. Whatever you roll, you subtract from the total amount of charges the item currently has. And then whatever is left over is the charge left. And then once the spell finishes, that becomes the new charge. Basically, just hope you roll low with this so you get as many of these as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, you've basically got a little transport now. I will say, for the sake of, like, using this, you can just use this outside of games to get around. So it's just like a free little transport thing. If you do use it in a game, though, it will use up a charge. But outside of a game, I'm just going to say, just use it as a way to get around if you want. Yeah, I was going to use that.
Vashi's eyes are wide and they actually start glowing, you know, because they're pink, reddish pink eyes. They glow reddish pink. But the eye rune on Vashi's forehead and on the back of his hand also glow brighter.
Nice. I presume that's a good thing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And so they take the puff and very carefully tuck it down their robes and it disappears into their hammer space.
Excellent. Al just nods and says, "Well, I'm glad you're going to get some use out of it. At least if you all get use out of these, I do expect you to tell me how it goes. If anything goes vastly out of proportion or order, then please write me some sort of letter or something, and I can see if I can adapt that to my next batch." And he just reaches his other hand, rubs his head, and then he clicks his fingers, points at Phoenix and says, "I have to talk to you about that contract of yours, and you," he points at Avery, "I've got to talk to you about something." And we are coming up near to the end. We're coming up to 4 hours. So I would say Lau is not going to offer you anything else. He's just going to say he appreciates the assistance, and if you want, feel free to leave. Yeah.
Vashi's gonna look up at Coriolis and go, "Can you just take me back outside? I don't really want to use up any of what I've just gotten quite yet."
Yeah, of course. And they they will do so. It they will say their goodbyes to everyone and let them know, to reach them, just ask at the Vengeful Dead. It was funny when they picked the name out. It's parked in the harbor. And then they just go straight home because today's been a bit. It's been a bit. It's been a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Bit a bit. Okay. Phoenix and Avery. What do you guys do?
I look at you, Atomic.
I was doing the same.
God damn it!
Bonk your heads together.
Think Pepper
I thought you
thinks
had
hard.
together.
Okay, you're going first, Magic.
Huh?
I
What?
said I did eeny, miny, mo, basically, and you're going first.
Oh God.
No, they're in this one. Want me to throw them in? I can throw
No!
them in.
We don't have time. Anyway. I'm assuming like Phoenix is staying behind it so they can like talk about that contract now, right?
I don't know. I don't know if we've got
Well, I
time.
mean,
I
Like
literally
FPS
have to get
directly
off
after
now.
game.
Bye.
Bye.
bye. Thank you, Heart.
Bye.
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 I hold you both so soft. I meant like as like directly after this game, after like the timer cuts out.
Oh, like,
Like,
it.
That's when yes.
Right. Okay.
Like either an FPS or just something off air. That's what they're doing directly after this game, correct?
Right. Yeah. I think yeah.
Either that, or like Lau will probably just sigh and say, "You've got the contract, so you just pick a room and sleep in there for the night. We'll discuss it tomorrow," sort of thing. Because it's been a fucking day for everyone.
Oh yeah, that was what Phoenix was planning on doing anyway.
Okay.
Okay. I God, my voice being like fucking like intimidating. I don't know why.
T-posing it now.
Basically, because there is no save for speaking telepathically to you. Like I looked at my sheet, there is no save for you.
Oh. Fuck.
God.
You have no choice but to help with the homework.
Oh god, how far is this reach?
It's only 30 feet, so I can't stand outside the building. Unfortunately.
Lau wakes
But-
up, looks out of his balcony. Avery's just sitting on the balcony like Mr. Blind. Just gets like up.
No,
Knock, knock, Mr. Blind. Mr. Blind.
Okay. Basically, what Avery's holding this new plant, and sort of before they leave, just there's a well, we'll see you in a few days, okay? And there is an uncharacteristically soft smile on their face that is definitely put there just for show, and you also get that double feedback in your brain.
Lau's just gonna scrunch his eyes up and just nod swiftly and then jerk his head towards the door and say, "You best be on your way home then, Avery."
See you soon. And they wave goodbye and leave the apartment.
Cool. I was gonna turn back to Phoenix and you know what, actually? He's just gonna you know what, today's been a fucking day. Do you want a cup of tea? I'm having a fucking cup of tea. And he's just gonna roll himself into the kitchen. Actually, Phoenix, you're the only one that gets to see how this works. Lau reaches out to one of the walls, and the 2D wallpaper of vines, at least you thought it was 2D, suddenly becomes 3D. And a vine loop just pops out of the wall as Lau reaches for it, and he reaches for another section of the wallpaper, and that becomes 3D, and the other part becomes 2D. And this is how he pulls himself around the house. The wallpaper can turn from 2D to 3D, and he pulls himself through the house using the wallpaper with loops of ID. Yeah, hey, Atomic. Would Phoenix sit down for a cup of tea?
I'll try anything at least once.
Lau's gonna just nod and say, right then, and invite you into the kitchen. And I think we can end it there then. If everyone's cool with that.
I'm cool
I
with
do
that.
a wiggle! Yeah!
Gosh, this was so good. Thank you so much, Stu.
I wish I could have cut it a wee bit shorter, but also I was enjoying everyone's RP and juggling.
Yeah.
It was very fun. Thank you all for playing. Heart, if you do listen back to like the end of it, I don't know if you will, but we love you very much. And also Wick, we love you very much. Thank you both for listening and playing.
Yeah.
Thank you three for listening and playing. You're all wonderful. You've been incredibly patient with me. And for everyone listening in the future, thank you for listening. This was a delight. I had wonderful players and wonderful people listening. and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time, whatever it is. Farewell,
Yeah.
and have fun, everyone. Have fun in Toonkind Land. I wish you all a merry goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.